Shalom, welcome to Claim Your Inheritance. This is your host, Nazir Devah Emil Oz Yasharal. I'm the Crown Prince of Israel, President Pro Tem of New Jerusalem, until the real president stands up. I'm also the acting governor of Brim Nation for North Carolina. So every Brim that can hear me, you know what I'm saying, come to me and let me know that you want to learn new hustles in real estate and other things like how our laws work in this New Jerusalem nation. You know what I'm saying? So it's going to be like a new Brim order. You know what I'm saying? And we're just going to take over everything. So now you got the Israelite ID, the national, international, the only one in the world. It's the only messianic ID in the Israelite community in the world. You got to get one because it's a badge of honor. There's no other reason to get it other than, you know what I'm saying, joining the military. Every male over the age of 20 is gonna be in the military. You know what I mean? If you scared, say you scared. You can go. If you scared, go to church. You know what I'm saying? So what we gonna do is protect our people. You know what I mean? That's just our goal. And the purpose of this show is to promote elections for 2017, February 2017. Hosea 1:11 says we're going to appoint a leader over us. That is the very definition of elections. So the elect of Israel is going to be elected into office. So everybody needs to run. Tell everybody about this. Everybody needs to run. I got all types of things going on to where you can sign up, you know what I mean, in different locations, in one location very simply, on your phone, at your laptop, you know what I'm saying, your desktop or whatever. You know what I mean? I'm joined by my co-host. I want to say all praises to the Heavenly Father, the wonderful Son, and the Holy Spirit. I'll hand it over to my co-host just for a second before I introduce our special guest, LeBron G. Conscious. Can.
Yeah, I want to say all praises to Yahuwah Ba'Shem Yahuwah Shah and Baruch Atah to the family out there. Got a good show lined up for y'all today. We're gonna bring out some more of this evidence on the so-called Holocaust.
Yeah, we had a show last night about the Holocaust hoax versus the Israelite reality and how the Holocaust relates to how it parallels our condition today. Because in that time, they praised the new leader that came to power, Hitler. Okay, Adolf Hitler was praised by the people, the very people that he put into concentration camps back then. So, you know, that is what is parallel today. That our leader that was elected in 2008 was praised worldwide, and then now the same people that kind of resemble him are going to be placed in the concentration camps. All right, so now that you know that, we just want to make your mind prepared for that transition, because the people who resist that transition are going to die dead. So the people that's going to the concentration camps in America, they're called FEMA camps or re-education camps or whatever you want to call them. They're gonna live well, and we're gonna show that tonight. And then, but see, the problem was in Germany when the Americans bombed Germany, they destroyed their infrastructure. Infrastructure is your underground water pipes, water systems, electricity, and things of that nature. So the electricity and food supply couldn't reach the camps, the concentration camps over there in Germany. So they had moved to decide, they had meetings to decide to, oh man, these people are dying, so we're going to have to do some type of spin on this to say that we're going to kill them all. And this will give the world more sympathy over these people so that they can repatriate back to Israel. So that's the same thing that's going to happen to the African Americans in America. They're going to be thrown in the concentration camps. The ones who stand outside running around throwing rocks, they're going to die. And then the ones in the concentration camps are going to be repatriated back to Israel. And so that's how that goes. So now that you know that, the tonight's topic is a kind of like a segue or building upon the evidences that we presented last night about the Holocaust hoax, and this one is called the Nazi NASA. So we're going to talk about not Nazi NASA versus the rapture, and how the Israelites are going to be snatched out of the way from their the destruction of Earth. Well, that's way far in the future, and it is unrelated to the FEMA camps. The FEMA camps is not the rapture. The repatriation is not the rapture. There's going to come a new heaven and a new earth, because the old earth and old heaven had passed away, and there was no more sea. And then the golden city is going to come down and land on earth. So if you're waiting for that time, you're going to be waiting a long time. So you got to put in work now. We got to elect a leader, uh, claim our inheritance, tell the people to give us back our gold, silver, diamonds, and precious jewels and art and other family heirlooms, so that we can build our country. And then they're going to deny it. We're going to take it, and then they're going to throw us in the FEMA camps and all that stuff, and they're going to repatriate us back to Israel. All right. So now that you know this, we're going to get started with our presentation. Well, when you come on the panel this time, what's going to happen with the panel is that we're going to you're allowed to interrupt the presentation for a good question. But if your question is a little too complicated to answer very quickly, then we're going to have to wait on that question until the end of the presentation, because the questions are interrupting the presentations. The deep questions, you know what I'm saying, the questions that take time to answer are interrupting the presentation. So we're going to ask you to hold your difficult questions to the end of the presentation. If you have a simple like yes or no question, then feel free to verbally interrupt the presentation, and we'll answer that for you. All right, without further ado, we're going to get started on this. Okay, first thing I want to share with you, you need to read this book, Judea Trembles Under Rome. It's written by Rudolph Windsor, smart guy. And you can take a look at here where it is. It's on, just Google Judea Trembles Under Rome and then type archive behind it, and you'll get the entire book right here on a digital version of it online. It's the whole book, and from beginning to end, and it corrects mistakes that he made in from Babylon to Timbuktu. Okay, great read. All right, now this is called the Balfour Declaration. Okay, not to be confused with the Balfour Declaration of 1926. The Balfour Declaration was a letter dated the 2nd of November, 1917, from the United Kingdom's Foreign Secretary Arthur James Balfour to Walter Rothschild, second Baron Rothschild, a leader of the British Jewish community, for transmission to the Zionist Federation of Great Britain and Ireland. It read, His Majesty's government will favor the establishment in Palestine of a national home for the Jewish people, and will use their best endeavors to facilitate the achievement of this object, it being clearly understood that nothing shall be done which may prejudice the civil and religious rights of existing non-Jewish communities in Palestine, or the rights of political status enjoyed by Jews in any other country. The text of the letter was published in the press 1 week later on November 9th, 1917. The Balfour Declaration was later incorporated into both the Sevres Peace Treaty with the Ottoman Empire and the Mandate for Palestine. The original document is kept at the British Library. The declaration was in contrast to the McMahon-Hussein correspondence, which promised the Arab independence movement control of the Middle East territories in the limits and boundaries proposed by the Sharif of Mecca in exchange for revolting against the Ottoman Empire during World War One. Okay, now I bring this up because all these world events that you see propagated on the news and fed to you as an act that's that was kind of mocked in the movie called uh, Wag the Dog. So the tail wags the dog instead of the dog wagging the tail. So since you believe everything you see in the media, they can control you very easily. You I mean you're gonna fall victim to whatever they want done to you, and 9 times out of 10, if you're that dumb, they want you dead. So since you react to everything they feed you, they give you every opportunity to find out this information before it happens. So they give you ample warning, and many people who keep up with these type of warnings warn you, the sleep people, the sleepwalkers, but you don't listen. So you're just gonna die. All right. So now this is the before Hitler came to power. Hitler came to power in 1938, 1938, I believe, and or 1933 Hitler came to power. Then it became the Third Reich in 1938, and then 1942 was the final solution to the problem of not being able to get water and food to the camps, and the people were starving, so they had to kill the people who were starving to death because they couldn't feed them or give them water. And that was just a good propaganda situation that was useful for them to just say that they've been persecuted, so go ahead and repatriate them back to Israel and give them $200 billion a year in the process. Okay, the Nazi origins of NASA. You may not be aware of this. 800 Nazis from that time frame after the wars, 800 of them were smuggled into the United States to form NASA, and NASA reformed NACA, NACA. Okay, so I'm gonna get into that in a minute. But it says here, Operation Paperclip was the Office of Strategic Services, which is a British intelligence service program used to recruit the scientists of Nazi Germany for employment by the United States in the aftermath of World War II. It was executed by the Joint Intelligence Objectives Agency, and in the context of the burgeoning Soviet-American Cold War. One purpose of Operation Paperclip was to deny German scientific knowledge and expertise to the USSR. So you see how that makes sense? There were very intelligent scientists in Germany who understood how to recreate the so-called alien technology and things of that nature. You know what I'm saying? It can rebuild it and whatever. You know what I'm saying? And all types of deep scientific methods, like the bomb. They knew how to do the big gigantic bombs. They knew how to deal with the time travel. There was a experiment with a bell that looks exactly like the Liberty Bell that was chained to poles, and so it momentarily disappeared, and the chains fell to the ground, and then it came back into place, and the chains popped back into pop back to the craft.
Hey, yo, Cashmere, put your mic on mute. Hey, Shalom, Cashmere.
Okay, there's somebody you know.
Yeah,
Can you hear me?
Voice the Hebrews.
Okay, shalom,
You can
Kashmir.
hear me?
Yeah, shalom.
Shalom, my brother.
Okay, mute your mic for just a second, and then if you have a question, make sure you verbally interrupt it because I'm not looking at the side chat or anything, and I'm only answering yes or no questions in the during the presentation, and real difficult questions try to save that to the end of the presentation. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Thank you. All right. So now, although the JIOA's recruitment of German scientists, that's what I was saying. So it was very highly intelligent scientists that knew how to do very difficult scientific situations, right? So America said, we can't let that go to waste. We shouldn't kill them, and we shouldn't allow Russia to recruit them. So the United States recruited them, and they put them over their space program because the Nazis and and Hitler and all them guys, their hierarchy had direct contact with the so-called aliens that you call aliens. So they had uh, direct, like, you know, advanced knowledge from what we call demons. Okay. So they didn't want that stuff to go to waste. So the United States recruited them instead of letting the Russians get it. Although the JIOA's recruitment of German scientists began after the European Allied victory in 1945, May 8, 1945, U.S. President Harry Truman did not formally ordered the execution of Operation Paperclip until August 1945. That's after the Second World War. Truman's order expressly excluded anyone found to have been a member of the Nazi Party and more than a nominal participant in its activities or an active supporter of Nazi militarism. Said restriction would have rendered ineligible most of the scientists the JIOA had identified for recruitment. Among them, rocket scientist Werner von Braun and Arthur Rudolph, and the physician Herbertus Strughold, each earlier classified as a menace to the security of the Allied forces. To circumvent President Truman's anti-Nazi order and the Allied Potsdam and Yalta agreements, the JIOA worked independently to create false employment and political biographies for the scientists. The JIOA also expunged from the public record the scientists' Nazi Party memberships and regime affiliations. Once bleached of their Nazism, then the U.S. government granted the scientists security clearance to work in the United States Operation Paperclip, the project's operational name, derived from the paperclips used to attach the scientists' new political persona to their U.S. government scientists, JIOA personnel files. Okay, so this is a brief little video about that.
And you really want to understand. Can I ask a question or no?
Okay, say what?
Oh, I was saying, can I ask a question or you want me to wait?
Yeah, you can ask a yes or no question right now if you want, as many as you like. But difficult, the
There's a
real.
lot. There's a lot of stuff I gotta tell you. It's a lot. It's knowledge from crazy knowledge, and what I'm gonna tell you is, I know I'm not from the tribe of Judah. That's the one thing. You see, I was born in Sanford. and I'm white mixed with Irish, Scottish, German, Polish, Indian, and stuff like that, British.
Uh-huh.
But the difference is I know who God is, and I also know who the devil is, and it scares me. I used to follow Satan, and Satan is on this earth right now, dude. He knows the same knowledge of Yahweh. Yahweh ben Yahweh, the one that they call the creator,
Uh-huh.
the one that denied. And remember when I told you, my brother, the one on your page, right? The one I got as your friend, right? You hear me, right?
Yeah. I
You
think
hear me?
I'm Isaiah.
Yeah. I remember what I told you. I told you that that Pope Francis is the one wearing them purple robes. He is not God. He's a false prophet. Not only is he a false prophet, there's many false prophets. There's a man claiming he is Yahweh, has so much knowledge, he uses numbers and stuff like that. Now, go back to Revelation, where if you read Yahweh ben Yahweh was the only man that wore white as snow, had the golden band. The golden band was the golden girdle belt. He had a white hat, which was a white burden hat, or whatever you want to call it. It's like he was a Muslim. God is a Jewish Muslim, Yahweh, which was Yud-Hey-Wah-Hey, but they called him many names, YHWH. But what people don't get to understand is the devil took God's name, used it as his own, used his knowledge. This word was so deceiving. People are supposed to be studying on a Sabbath, Friday and Saturday. No one's doing it. I'm not doing it. I mean, God knows I'm speaking the truth. Because every time I go to work, it's hard for me to study because I'm always working. My manager wants me to work 24/7. And it sounds like I'm a freaking slave, dude. But the thing is, I'm not from the tribe of Judah. I know that. But I did come from a tribe. And what I've heard, there's a man that looks just like John the Baptist. Well, looks like Yahweh, not John the Baptist. He looks just like John, like Yahweh. And he was taking me through the scriptures of the Bible. Like these people in white robes, which is Yahweh ben Yahweh's people, are taking me through the scriptures and making me stay on the Bible. Because God's word never lies, period. So he was taking me through John when he came to earth. I'm like, dude, I was like, are you John the Baptist? And he's like, uh, yeah, but basically people were supposed to know that because they're not going to believe this anyways. They're not going to believe this man that I have on my page that looks like Yahweh ben Yahweh, Yud-Hey-Wah-Hey. So, I never heard God wearing a purple robe. All I know is Yahweh was the only one wearing white as snow, my brother. White and snow. And the same revelation. Hair made out of wool, white, white clothes down to the feet of the furnace, which was a bronze-skinned man. He wasn't white, he was a bronze-skinned man. There were black Jews, there were brown Jews. You see, I came from Noah's tribe, which was Ham. Ham was the only white person in the tribe. Well, one of the white people, which is Noah. Good.
Okay, check this out, brother. You're getting kind of long-winded now, so we got to get back to this presentation.
You understand what I'm saying, right? The devil is here and has the same knowledge of Yahweh. But I'm sorry. I just have to get out of the way, dude, because it bothers me when people use hateful stuff on the streets. And God's people are not hateful. Like the dude I have on my page, he's a really nice man. The one in the blue shirt, Amazon, Amazon, yeah, he's a real nice person, dude. I don't have nothing against nobody because I was adopted by black folks. And I have black kids. See, I always dated black women. That's how I've been attracted to.
Hey,
And so this day, I'm still attracted to.
Kashmir.
Yeah.
Hey, we gotta finish this presentation, man. Then we'll let you. All right.
All right, my brother.
Yeah, we're gonna open the floor at the end, and then we can talk as much as we want to. But
All
during
right.
the presentation, we can just go ahead and get through this information.
All right.
All right. Mute your mic for a second, so because we got a lot of wind in the background. All right.
we really want to understand what's going on in space today and what's happening with the plan to put weapons in space, I think it's instructive to go back and understand the origins of the U.S. space program. And to do that, you have to go back to Nazi Germany. Hitler recruited a brilliant young rocket scientist by the name of Werner von Braun, who had a weekend rocket club, to come to work for the Nazis to build the V-1 and V-2 rockets that were used to terrorize the cities of London and Paris and Brussels towards the end of World War II. And for von Braun and his team, they set up along the Baltic Sea a place called Peenemünde. It was a research and development center for the Nazi rocket operation. And to this place at Peenemünde, the Nazis brought thousands of Jews and French resistance fighters to serve as prisoners, essentially slaves, to build this production effort. Well, the British found out about it, went in and bombed the entire operation. And so the Nazis said, we've got to move to a more secure location. Down inside of central Germany, there's a mountain chain called the Harz Mountains. And in that mountain, there's a huge tunnel where the Nazis were storing military hardware. Well, they cleared the whole thing out, moved the entire rocket operation into the tunnel, named it Mittelwerk. And just outside the mountain tunnel at Mittelwerk, the Nazis built a brand new concentration camp called Dora. And to Dora, the Nazis brought 40,000 Jews, gypsies, French resistance fighters, homosexuals, communists, even a black American GI were brought there to serve as slaves for the operation. Well, you know, immediately after the war, the U.S. and the Allies created the Nuremberg trials, at which time we brought the Nazis to justice for their crimes against humanity. But 1,500 of the top Nazis never went to trial. They were smuggled into the United States by the U.S. military under a program called Operation Paperclip, smuggled in through Boston and West Palm Beach, Florida. And Werner von Braun and his rocket team, 100 of them, along with 100 copies of the V-2 rocket, were sent to Huntsville, Alabama, where von Braun became the first director of NASA's Marshall Space Flight Center. What's interesting is the other 1,400 Nazis. Who were they? Well, some of them were brought to the United States to work for the CIA. Others were brought to the United States to do the LSD drug experiments and the MK Ultra mind experiments during the 1960s, where people were jumping out of windows. Some of the Nazi scientists that in Germany had been taking Jews and putting them in freezing temperatures to see how the body would react to that were sent to Wright-Patterson Air Force Base in Ohio. They were put in charge of the U.S. military flight medicine program. And so when you take 1,500 of the top Nazi scientists and essentially seed the military-industrial complex, the question I have is, do they bring with them an ideological contamination? Well, not only did von Braun go to work for NASA, but the guy that was in charge of the V-2 flight test program up at Peenemünde along the Baltic Sea, a guy by the name of Kurt Niebus, became the first director of the Kennedy Space Center in Florida. And then the man that recruited von Braun, Major General Walter Dornberger, the guy that was sent by Hitler to recruit von Braun to come to work for the Nazis, he became vice president of Bell Aerosystems Corporation in New York that made its riches building the helicopters for the war in Vietnam. In fact, in 1958, Dornberger testified before the United States Congress, saying that America's top space priority should be to, quote, conquer, occupy, keep, and utilize space between the Earth and the Moon. And in fact, later on in a speech before a national missile industry conference, Dornberger told the assembled, gentlemen, I didn't come to this country to lose the Third World War. I lost two already. And then finally, the man that was in charge of production at Mittelwerk, inside the mountain tunnel there in Germany, Arthur Rudolph, he became the first project director of the NASA Saturn V rocket program that took the United States to the moon. So these are the essential origins of the U.S. space program. And the Space Command put out a planning document a few years ago called Vision for 2020. And on the cover of it, you see a satellite hitting targets on the Earth below. Let's take a look at some of the language in this so-called Vision for 2020. The Space Command says that in the future, because of corporate globalization of the world economy, they expect that there's going to be a widening gap between the haves and the have-nots, between the rich and the poor all over the world. And as a result of that, the Pentagon predicts that there's going to be more and more regional instability around the world because people that are under the boot of these multinational corporations are going to organize. They're going to try to organize unions. They're going to organize to get these corporations from controlling their governments. And the Pentagon says, we can't put a Marine on every single street corner of the world to suppress these populations. But with space technology in place, we'll be able to see everything, hear everything, and essentially target everything in every place on the Earth. And the Vision 2020 says that space superiority will emerge as an essential element of battlefield success in future warfare.
Okay, so now NASA is the Nazi of the Third Reich today. So if you believe these people, when they tell you things, and we try to show you that the Earth is flat, and other lies of NASA, as in there are 20,000 satellites circling around a ball, and that the sun is 93 million miles away, that the moon is 1,500 miles across, and then you're confused, and you need to study. So study to show yourself approved to God, and that way you can get rid of these confusions in your mind and go ahead and learn reality. And these confusions are the confusions sent out by the dragon, that old serpent, who we just witnessed a few of them, the Nazis. They send out lies to swallow up Israel. And the earth opens its mouth to swallow up the flood that the dragon sent out of its mouth. So the earth and archaeology and real observable science shows us many things that are true that debunk evolution and of all earth. So you need to get on the right path, or you're gonna die. All right. This is a quote from Frank Church. In examining the CIA's past and present use of the U.S. media, the committee finds two reasons for concern. The first is the potential inherent in covert media operations for manipulating or incidentally misleading the American public. And that's important. We're going to find out why sooner or later. The hard way, or you're just going to accept wisdom that's given to you from this series. It's up to you.
Thought that it was a matter of real concern that
executive session.
Okay, now, when he invoked his executive session, right? Hold on, let me turn off this background noise. 1 second here. When he invoked his right for executive session, that means that he does not have to. That means he does not have to answer the questions in the face of the public. Okay, so I just want you to know that. And they look very concerned about that question. Does the CIA pay for news? Do they manufacture news and send them to major news outlets, newspapers, and things of that nature? Newspapers and let me see here. What's the other one? News channels, new TV stations. So the CIA controls TV stations, which is proven here in this video.
CBS, we had been contacted by the CIA. As a matter of fact, by the time I became the head of the whole news and public affairs operation in 1954, ships had been established, and I was told about them and asked if I'd carry on with them. We have quite a lot of detailed information, and we will evaluate it, and we will include any evidence of wrongdoing or any evidence of impropriety in our final report and make recommendations.
Do you have any people being paid by the CIA who are contributing to the national news services, AP and UPI? Well, again, I think we're getting into the kind of detail, Mr. Chairman, that I'd prefer to handle in executive session.
Senator, do you think that you named the news organization? That remains to be decided. I think it was entirely in order for our correspondents at that time to make use of the CIA agent chief's station and other members of the executive staff of CIA as sources of information which were useful in their assessments of world conditions.
Do you think that continues today?
Well, I would think probably for a reporter it would continue today, but because of all of the revelations of the period of the 1970s, it seems to me that a reporter's got to be much more circumspect in doing it now, or he runs the risk of at least being looked at with considerable disfavor by the public. I think you've got to be much more careful about it.
Okay, so they have to be much more careful about working for the CIA today, which still exists with every major news program that you receive in your homes. So this machine is run by the Nazis, as evidenced by the first video that they were there were 100 scientists used for NASA, and then the other 1,400 scientists went out to different facets of society for their purposes of control. And so many of them all of them were actually CIA assets, because they were transferred from the OSS assets of the British intelligence service. That's how their lives were spared in Germany and transferred to the United States to keep their brilliance available to duplicate what they did in Germany. You see, so for you to believe, what happens is that machine that is there, the news and all types of other programs, cartoons, movies, all these things are utilized to send a message out to the public that they want the public to accept, and then the public comes around and talks to you, and then you believe what they say because y'all just talking about a movie, you talking about a cartoon, and you rationalize and you say, hey man, that could be true, that could be right. So you don't have a biblical filter to know what is correct and what's incorrect. So you just learn from movies and music, rap music, rock music, country music, and all types of other music. You know, you just learn from any type of media, and every form of media is used as a weapon against the populace to do whatever they want to persuade you to do. So when they persuade a certain number of people, those certain number of people talk about it, and it trickles down into the rest of society. But of course, people who don't trust these things always are protected from the propaganda that is sent out. Okay, now this is a quote from William Casey, the CIA director, a Nazi and a Jewisher. We'll know our disinformation program is complete when everything the American public believes is false. He said this in the first staff meeting in 1981. So the media machine of movies, music, news, and everything else that is sitting in your home that you're watching is utilized by the CIA as a propaganda tool for you to trust whatever they want you to think, whether it be a round, a ball Earth, or evolution, or anything else they want you to think, which is black people are retarded and whatever else they want you to think. You know, there are many lies that they put out there. There's evidence of that.
Boundless energy and confidence complemented by quick thinking were qualities that marked William Casey. His successful work running agents for the OSS helped to qualify Casey to be Director of Central Intelligence some 35 years later. Casey was not always a part of the world of intelligence. Before World War II, he worked as a lawyer in New York and made a fortune writing how-to handbooks for other lawyers. During the war, Casey joined the Navy, but his bad eyesight disqualified him from active service. Nevertheless, Casey was able to stay in uniform and join OSS. His first OSS assignment was more secretarial than operational. He worked to put order into the administrative shambles in General Donovan's office. The OSS held Casey in high esteem. He was respected for his analytic mind and strong will, as well as his ability to generate high morale and energy among fellow officers. His final goal was always clear. He wanted results. William Casey became the head of the OSS Secret Intelligence Branch in London, where he took on the mission of penetrating Germany. First, Casey learned how to find German émigrés and prisoners of war who were willing to work for the Allies. Then he trained them to be agents for the OSS. They were provided with meticulously prepared clothing and forged documentation. Ultimately, some 200 agents were infiltrated into Germany to gather intelligence during the last months of the war. The operation's casualty rate was high. 36 of the agents were killed, captured, or missing after the war ended. But the information that Casey's operation produced did prove useful. Initially, the British Secret Intelligence Service thought it would be impossible to plant operatives in Nazi Germany because of the threat posed by the ruthless and efficient Nazi security apparatus. But Casey crafted a solution to the problem, persuaded Donovan that it would work, and accomplished the mission.
Okay, so they praise him for getting his operatives killed during a mission. So he lost 26 men out of 200, 36 men out of 200. That's an 18% death rate, and he accomplished the mission of saving the lives of Nazis so that they can be recruited into the United States instead of losing those minds to Russia. Okay, and now they control NASA and the media. Here's more evidence of that. Anytime you got a question, you just jump in verbally. It's got to be a yes or no question. You got to get through all the information.
The face of CNN has a secret. No, not that secret. Everybody in the television industry pretty much knows that he is gay. So is Don Lemon at CNN, by the way. I'm talking about his CIA secret. Few people know that for 2 summers during college, not one, but 2, he interned with the Central Intelligence Agency. Oh, that's right. Right there in Langley, Virginia. Oh, it was for a program for students interested in intelligent work. That's right. Few people know this until Radar Online posted this still little known article prompting Anderson Cooper to post on his blog denying that they had their facts straight, but admitting that he did, in fact, intern with the CIA. Do I need to remind you about Operation Mockingbird, the admitted, authentic CIA program that was uncovered in a congressional hearing in 1975 where it was confirmed that the CIA was paying $1 billion a year in today's dollars to almost all major heads, editors, reporters, talking heads of the major media outlets to act as propagandists and gatekeepers for the establishment? Yes. Oh, I'm sure that CNN just doesn't have anything to do with the CIA anymore. Oh, wait, what's this? As Phil Mickelson said, Sig Mickelson, the former president of CBS, when he was once asked if the CIA still maintained relationships with reporters, he answered, yeah, I would probably think that for a reporter it would probably continue today. But because of all the revelations of the period of the 1970s, it seems to me a reporter has to be a lot more circumspect when doing it, or he runs the risk of it being at least being looked at with considerable disfavor by the public. I think you've got to be much more careful about it. Oh, that's right. Isn't that correct, CIA Anderson Cooper? Anderson Cooper, by the way, who can be seen here in a bondage sadomasochism store wearing a GIMP mask and joking that he works there. No joke. It's a little blurry, but this is him. They're in the mask. This is the latest in leather gear, he says. Why do you sound familiar? Oh, the whole television reality thing didn't work out, so he works there at the leather place now. Yeah, just wearing a bondage sadomasochist mask. Check my previous video on how the military covertly basically has controlled Hollywood for decades, maintaining script approval through the Pentagon's Hollywood liaison, Phil Strub. And Operation Mockingbird, of course, continues to this day. Oh, by the way, back 14 years ago now, in the year 2000, NPR and CNN had to admit that the U.S. Army's Psychological Operations Unit had infiltrated CNN and NPR in the 1990s with interns. That's right, and then after news was revealed, then they fired those interns. Oh, but Anderson Cooper, daughter of Victoria Gloria Vanderbilt of the Vanderbilt Illuminati family. I'm sure that he had, just didn't maintain his ties with the CIA. I'm sure that he didn't get any training over there, even though he had no journalistic training whatsoever, and then just rose to the top of CNN wearing his bondage and sadomasochistic mask, of course. But that's the news for now. As the NSA, the CIA, the Illuminati mafia, military, industrial entertainment complex controls both entertainment and hard news, particularly entertainment, because much of the dumbed-down, degenerate public don't pay any attention to the news, don't watch the news, don't read newspapers, don't even scan over any of the major news sites. So, as I pointed out in previous videos, Hollywood's military complex maintains script control over major blockbuster movies and television shows so that they act as propaganda pieces. Of course, you may recall Michelle Obama appearing at the Oscars last year to grant the Academy Award for the best film to Argo, another CIA-approved film, who, by the way, the whole plan, Argo, saving the hostages in Iran back in the 70s, was actually hatched with the help of Hollywood themselves. You may recall they CIA posed as filmmakers to go over and scout locations in Iran to then save the soldiers. And that's just the tip of the iceberg of the Department of Defense's relationship with Hollywood through the CIA, through Operation Mockingbird with the hard news agencies. Thanks for watching. Subscribe to my YouTube channel if you're new. Check out some of the previous videos in the playlists. You can check out my book, The New World Order, Facts and Fiction. Big Brother, The Orwellian Nightmare Come True has a whole section on how the mainstream media is controlled. Pick them up in paperback from Amazon.com or download them onto any e-reading device right now. And stay tuned. There's
Okay. So your goal is to stop trusting these movies and cartoons and music and NASA and the NASA counterparts around the world, and trust real science that you can observe. You need to also understand that these people are in contact with what we know as demonic forces, the demonic spirits or whatever, you know what I'm saying? You might call it spooky, or you might be afraid to acknowledge that type of life form exists. But I implore you to not be afraid, you know, and you need to accept it, and you need to talk about it, and you need to learn how to avoid their destruction that happens. So what they're going to do is, you know, they have been lying and pumping out into the culture, so everybody around you believes whatever they say. So you need to study and learn these things, because what's going to happen to us is going to be very different from what you want to happen, which is the civil war that's going to be taking place here soon. And then after that, and we repatriating these things, we're going to be in one location. So we're going to be an easy target, and they're just going to want to send missiles and just destroy us all, because we've been now we're no longer their slaves. So since they can't use us as animals, then they're going to want to kill everybody, kill all of us. We're going to be snatched out of the way by what we call the chariots. You call UFOs, we call IFOs, and then we're going to wreak havoc on everything for attempting to kill us, or attempted genocide. All right. So now that you know that, we're going to further reinforce some things that we learned last night in the Holocaust hoax versus the Israelite reality. That's a scoffer right there. That's what you call a scoffer. In the biblical terms, we call him a scoffer. So since all of you think the Holocaust actually happened and get severely emotional and have a pussy explosion on air, this is how you look when you're talking. The Bible calls you a scoffer, and all Israelites know what the fate of scoffers are.
The Holocaust denier. You call me a Holocaust denier also, although I've never denied there was the Holocaust, because I've never even admitted there was one. So.
He said that he's never denied there was a Holocaust because he's never admitted there was one.
Well, there was no Holocaust.
And he says there was no Holocaust. I know that sound was muffled, so I just repeated it.
I decided to get her input regarding the supposedly original holes in the ceiling. Are those the original holes in the ceiling? No. They've been rebuilt. Yes.
He asked her, are those the original holes in the ceiling? She said no. He said, have they been rebuilt? She said yes.
After the war? After the war.
Were they built after the war? She said yes.
I'm going to be standing there in their so-called gas chamber in Auschwitz I, and I'm going to be pointing out, oh, there are holes in the roof. So that rather makes a mockery of your eyewitnesses who said that they saw the SS men clambering up on the top and dropping the fellows through the holes in the roof. Oh, look at that door over there. It's got a glass pane in it. Pane of glass in a gas chamber and a door. And there's a 2-inch gap under the wooden door. It's a drafty gas chamber, this one.
So the door, he says, the door is absolutely airtight. Otherwise, again, the gas escapes and kills the people outside. The doors of the gas chamber that is shown to tourists at Auschwitz is absolutely not airtight. Absolutely. So, you know, what you're saying now.
The Holocaust is big business because Germany so far has given the Jews, I think, at least $200 billion. So it's big business. And some of you are still getting $1,000 a month. And a lot of people don't know this. And then people don't realize who brought the slaves to America. They were Jewish ships.
Okay, there's a couple of points I want to pull out of this video, which is you saw the art that was inaccurate to reality. So this is what is used in the NASA art. CGI, computer generated imagery, is art to perpetuate the lies that comes out of the dragon's mouth. And you seeing who the dragon is. The dragon are the liars. The people on earth who lie is the dragon. They are the devil. They are Satan. Okay? So that's one point. That NASA uses computer-generated imagery art in order to trick you into thinking the world is a ball, and among other things. Another point I want to bring out is the gentleman at the end, at the very end, when he said what he said, which was absolute reality. Montel Williams said, hold on, wait a minute, hold on. Because he doesn't want you to hear that information. So this is what bigots do. They try to block out reality from your ears so that your mind doesn't put things into its proper reality perspective. And then you continue wandering around like a zombie, not listening to reality, not knowing reality. So then you'll be afraid to go to a FEMA camp. Then you'll be dumb and take that chip, that RFID chip under your skin, which the Bible tells you do not make punctures in your skin. Do not break the skin in order to put things in your body. Don't make tattoos on your body. This is all wisdom from the Most High to protect you from your death. So whenever all these sleepwalkers get injected with that chip, they're going to be tracked everywhere they go and hunted down and murdered. All right. So now you also cannot take on the persona of the liar, the stealer, the killer, and the stealer, the murderer, and the destroyer. If you act like that, you're gonna die immediately. All right. Somebody got a question? I heard something. Okay, no problem. All right. Yes, sir.
Enjoying this presentation. Huh?
You hear me?
I can't hear somebody.
You hear me now?
Yeah.
My understanding, because a lot of people, I've heard from a lot of people, but I don't believe it. I don't believe most of what people say. They talking about Hitler killed the Jews because God told them to. I'm like, dude, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? No, he did not. God told Hitler to do that. Hitler wouldn't do it because he
Hey,
wanted to do it.
can y'all hear him? Cause I don't
Not,
hear him.
not at all. Hey, Cashmere, we
You
can't hear
breaking
you,
up
man.
a whole lot.
You gotta get back.
You might, yeah, you might have to take your phone off of speakerphone. You got to get off the speakerphone. That's the problem if you're on speakerphone.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, yes.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, speak softer.
Alright. A lot of people say that Hitler was a good man. But you can't believe everything you hear, just like you said about NASA. NASA nothing but liars. They've been lying since day one about people going on the moon. There's so many lies out here about
That's right.
JFK being a good man. JFK worshipped the devil. Because
Absolutely.
if JFK was a good man, why did he shake the Pope's hand?
There you go.
I'm smarter than you think, my brother. When I grew up, when I found all this, people were saying I'm dumb or you don't know what you're talking about. And when I tried to tell my mother, my black mother that I live with, right? I tried to tell her, you vote for Hillary Clinton, you making a big mistake, boy.
That's
Like,
right.
how do you know? Because I told her Hillary Clinton got the most crimes just like Barack Hussein Obama.
That's
This
right.
is all part of the game, dude. I ain't voting for nobody. If I'm going to vote for somebody, I'm going to vote for God. And that's how I put it. Because he's the only one who can fix this crap going on. Gay, lesbians, and trannies going to a men's bathroom. Dude, like I said, and they have sex with animals. What kind of planet are these idiots from, man?
Yeah, I'm glad you said that you're gonna vote for God because
You hear this from a white man.
listen for a moment, sir, because your mic is you got bad sound, so that
I'm
makes
sorry.
poor viewership of the program. So I'm gonna respond to you, and then I'm gonna get to you at the end of this presentation. Now, it's good. It's great that you say you're gonna vote for God because that's the very purpose of this series. Anybody who has the Holy Spirit and portrays the behavior of Hamashiach and lives peaceably and intelligently and wise and with wisdom to deal with everything in their life is a candidate to be the elect of God. So the elect need to be elected into offices in order to form a government to run a holy government that will eventually take over the world. So, that's what this series is about. So I'm glad you said that you will vote for God because anybody with the Holy Spirit is God and needs to be and deserves to be voted for. But they have to prove their value by studying to show themselves approved to the other gods who are humans, and then that way they can overcome with their mouth during a debate and win as a candidate, you know what I'm saying, and become a ruler of our nation. So that's what we want to do. We want everybody to nominate their favorite leaders, and we encourage even normal Israelites to run for offices in this nation. All right. All right. You got anything to say, Amazai? All right. I'm gonna get back to this presentation.
I was just enjoying the presentation.
All right, no problem. Thank you. Thank you. Wow. All right. Here's a little more evidence based on what we just saw here. Get it up big for you.
You guys see, I see people say 50 minutes ago, I see them one day standing up with their children, black and blue. And then I said to myself, what's going on?
Okay, so he said he see everybody standing up. He had survived. He had purportedly, which is a lie, survived the gas chamber. And after the gas chamber doors opened, he saw people standing up, holding each other, and them and their children were black and blue.
Of course, dead bodies would collapse and not be standing up. But the telltale proof Sunder Commandos are lying is that cyanide poisoning actually results in a bright red coloration on victims' bodies, the opposite of black and blue. True victims of mass gassing would be collapsed with bright red coloration, not standing up, black and blue.
As far as I know, there is only 4 of us that worked in the Sonder Commando alive today. And we are the only eyewitness that saw the whole thing from A to Z, how the final solution was done.
These are Dario's 2 cousins, Morris and Shlomo Venezia, who also claim they were Sunder Commandos. Dario's brother also claims to have been a Sunder Commando, but died before this BBC show was filmed. The official story claims that the Sunder Commando, as the most important witnesses to the so-called final solution, were periodically killed to ensure that they wouldn't survive to testify. Yet, all 4 relatives miraculously survived, but kept their stories secret for almost 50 years.
Okay, so it's just lie on top of lie that I'm presenting here, and these are the people that you inadvertently trust because they have control over all media. So they feed you whatever they want you to think. That's just bottom line on that. Okay, so I'm hearing some static, no problem. Alrighty, so now here we have
I got one thing to say. Sorry to interrupt.
all right, no problem.
Just like the lie that they told about Nubrio, another planet coming here, that's another lie.
Absolutely.
Huh?
How is Nibiru gonna get past the firmament?
That's a lie, man.
It's a lie. They've been saying that since 1950 something, that Nibiru was gonna get here and do some stuff. And I used to watch it back in 2012 and 13. I used to watch Nibiru and say, man,
that crap is
I used to watch those CGI effects from NASA, Google Earth, and things.
Yeah. I heard Yahweh talk about it, and when Yahweh, it was a video that Yahweh was preaching about Nubrio being fake.
Hey, he gonna have to get his mic together, man.
Yeah, bro.
You need to get your mic together, brother.
Yeah. We'll get to you at the end of the presentation, Cash Man.
Alright.
All right, so you got National Aeronautics and Space Administration. Just to solidify what I was saying about it reorganizing NACA. The National Aeronautics and Space.
It got you being choppy. You choppy now.
Okay. The National Aeronautics and Space Administration is the agency of the United States federal government responsible for the civilian space program as well as the aeronautics and aerospace research. President Dwight D. Eisenhower established NASA in 1958 with a distinctly civilian rather than military orientation, encouraging peaceful applications in space science. Yeah, right. Don't believe a word what these people say. The National Aeronautics and Space Act was passed on July 29, 1958, disestablishing NASA's predecessor, the National Advisory Committee for Aeronautics, NACA. The new agency became operational on October 1st, 1958. Okay, so as you can see, 1958,
Hey, you don't see your. Hey, the bar. The bar.
Yeah.
You don't see your signal, man. You look at your signal, your green bar. You going in and out.
Okay. All right. Appreciate it.
Did you know you was going in and out?
Nah.
Amazon, what you got going on, man? You ain't let them know you was going in and out.
Okay. Yeah.
No, I
So.
can't see it.
Mhm. All right, but it's on the screen, so the people can read it. So what we see here in 1958 is when NASA was formed, which coincides with all the evidences that I just presented to you in great detail that the Nazis were smuggled to the United States and funneled, and 100 of them were funneled into NASA to control and run, be the head of NASA. And they also were funneled, they're all CIA assets, and they were funneled into every other form of manipulation to control your mind to make sure that you do as much stupidity as you possibly can, become gay, and every other form of stupidity, you know. So 1958 is after both world wars. The Second World War ended in some type 1945 or something like that. So this is what happened, and these are the people that you are trusting with your lives, talking about you know all these lies that you accept from NASA, and it's ridiculous. So what's going to happen is the people who pay attention are going to live, and they're going to be uh, scooped up by the chariots of God. But you can't. You have to know not to inject things under your skin, which is what the chip is. You also have to know not to act like a Satan, like a devil. And anyone who sins is a devil, and sinning is violation of God's law, which is only found in the Bible and nowhere else. So you need to learn the law and apply it. Alrighty, that's the presentation. Now I can open it up clearly for open discussion.
So basically, you said it's gonna be a rapture, basically.
Absolutely.
Oh, okay. Now, I couldn't really hear what you were saying about NASA because you was breaking up. What you say about NASA now?
Uh, as the
Nazis.
as the evidence showed throughout the presentation that the Nazis run NASA. So if you trust their information that they feed to you, then you need to reconsider, study reality, accept the people who try to promote reality, and you know what I'm saying, with their videos and observations and little scientific little recreations that they do on YouTube and scientific articles and stuff like that that oppose the propaganda machine that is being fed to you through movie, radio, uh, TV, newspapers, magazines, and things of that nature. So you need to oppose those things that are being force fed to you and accept the people who are actually showing reality the best they can, because they're being drowned out by this gigantic complex of the media.
So NASA own the other space stations too. I mean, the
Well, they
Nazis
have
own the other space stations too.
counterparts, their counterparts around the world. Yeah, well, I mean, some of them are Nazis, but the people around the world, they already have the kind of like a Nazi ideology already, which
Oh,
is,
you talking about like China and the space station and all of them?
yeah, they already have a severely super duper oppressive mentality already, so they don't really need Nazis to control their stuff.
God. Hey, look, now this is what they say. That's what they say it looks like though, outside the Earth's atmosphere. I wish you could see all these satellites. This is just one group of the satellites, right? Cosmos 2251 debris. All right. Then you got a Navy navigation satellite system. Now they got a few right there. Let's see here. So scientific education. They only got a few. So the GPS. So you got a few GPS around, floating around out there. Let's see here. It doesn't. Is that up to you, Lot?
What?
All these satellites that's supposedly around the Earth.
You say, is it up to me?
Does it make sense to you?
It used to when I thought the Earth was a globe. Of course, it made perfect sense to me.
Let me
Gravity,
ask you a question. Do you believe they got satellites though in general?
It's
the
not possible.
satellites do not exist because
You,
you can't get into outer space at all. You can't get
no, I'm
past
just saying. I'm just saying in general. Like how like do you know what satellites? What are satellites for?
satellites in space. Do not exist at all.
I didn't, hold on. Listen, brother. Once again, I said I did not say in space. I said, do you know what satellites are? Do they have satellites in general?
Ground satellites are everywhere.
So basically, you talking about satellite? Like how do you like how do you map the Earth? Is it mapped by what is it mapped by?
I
Lights,
believe,
man.
yeah, I believe they mapped the Earth by flying around it and just pointing the camera down.
Oh,
Hey,
really?
play this video for me, right quick,
What?
so they can see this.
Yeah, because
I just put it
reason
in the
why I'm
back
saying
chat.
reason why I'm saying it is because you know they got satellites to where they can put a satellite up and you know up there to where they can view you right at that moment. Do you know about that?
We've gone for 17 mile a year.
Huh?
I used to believe the media, the propaganda, but I no longer
Yeah,
believe.
I'm just asking because if you say that they don't if you say the satellites don't exist and you say why don't we see them up in space, right? Well, why don't you see them up in this atmosphere then?
Because
If they don't exist.
they're
I
not
mean,
in this.
if they we know they got them.
They don't got 'em. That's something
They're,
that you
Oh,
have.
they don't got satellite.
they're connected to the ground.
Yeah, that's just something that you have
You've been using
accepted
radio
through the
towers. You've been
art
using
that you
radio
got.
towers for how long? Cell
You
phone
say what?
towers. You've been using radio towers and cell phone towers for how long?
For you tell me how long?
Uh, Years, man. And you don't need a satellite for a cell phone. You need a cell phone tower to get service.
Oh, really?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You need a cell phone tower to get service. All right. So Amazada wanted me to play this video about satellites are a hoax and the flat Earth. Have you reviewed this video?
Most definitely. Most
Okay.
definitely.
Nah, anything to do with the flat Earth, man, I don't even look at it.
That's what we call it. But not only that, it's slightly wider below the equator than above the equator.
A little chubbier.
A little chubbier.
Yeah.
Chubby is a good word. It's like pear-shaped.
Yeah.
So it turns out the pear-shapedness is bigger than the height of Mount Everest above sea level.
Meaning you say the globe is pear-shaped.
Now, why does he have to theorize that the globe is pear-shaped when we have 8 photos from space that are perfectly round, no bulge whatsoever? That's the question that you need to answer. Brigham Young is a high-level magician. That's where this information comes from, to trick the masses.
When you go Mach 3, the amount of heat that the whole airframe, everything experiences all this heat, and nothing that they have at the store works. You know, there's no paint, no rubber, nothing. You know, metals, plastics, all this stuff is useless. And they've just had to go through so many contortions to make every single part of the plane tolerant of these extreme temperatures.
Temperature affects everything on this airplane. The average person probably is not cognizant of that fact. But the faster you go, the harder things get.
One of the puzzles of extreme heat was never really solved.
Sealants for the fuel tanks. They never came up with a polymer that would seal the joints in the skin panels that hold the fuel in, so the blackbirds sit on the ground and weep. That seems silly. You can look, oh, these stupid guys back in the 60s didn't know what they were doing. There's still no plastic, you know, that can get to 700F and not turn into burnt hot.
International Space Station, can't you get a photograph that has all these little dots that should look like lice all around the Earth's outer atmosphere? That's one issue, but also the temperature. They tell us the thermosphere is 2,000 degrees Celsius. Well, what metal is going to be able to withstand that kind of heat? What computer can survive in that environment?
Yeah, that's right. Those are two more good points for why satellites, well, we shouldn't just assume that these things exist just because people say they do. You know, if you want to be scientific and you want to be a real skeptic, you want to be a critical thinker, then you should only accept things that you can verify with your senses and with evidence yourself. So, you know, people think it's crazy to believe that satellites don't exist. But really, it's crazy to believe that satellites do exist when you have no evidence and can never verify it for yourself. Just like these space programs and space telescopes and all these other things that we will never confirm. As far as we know, if I go up on a plane and I jump out, I'm coming back to Earth. Doesn't matter how high I go. I'm not going to start floating at some point like they claim happens, and has to happen if there are satellites out there. But as you said, if you look at the pictures of satellites and the pictures that these satellites are supposedly taking, they're all CGI. The satellite itself is.
What happened?
Nah, it's just something that you need to read right there.
Video.
Oh man, that stuff stupid, man.
It
I
is
just seen
stupid,
it.
right?
I
The
just seen a,
thermosphere.
I just seen a rocket, bro, yesterday. I mean, I
You know,
just seen
you know
a,
what's, you know what's
I just
stupid?
seen.
Is
Listen,
that
I
the
just seen.
thermosphere is 3,000 degrees.
Hey, listen, brother. I just seen a Air Force aircraft yesterday, a jet take off straight up in the air and hit about 30 loops and all types of stuff. And you telling me they can't get
And
to to
wait,
outer space?
how
Bust your
high can a
mind.
jet go before it stalls out?
What you mean for it stalls out?
It's gonna stall out once it gets so high.
Hey, it depends on what it's built for. It depends on
No, the
what. No,
system's
if you
gonna
if you
stall.
Because he said he saw a plane, so he imagined that the plane can get into space, and he
Yeah,
expects us to believe.
oh yeah,
they
most
can
definitely,
only
All right,
go
all
so
right.
high.
most definitely. What they gonna run into a dome made of nickel and iron?
They run into something that don't let them leave.
What's it made of? What's meteors? How do you get asteroids? You know what an asteroid is?
It's the same way you get rain and
How
other
is that?
things that fall from the heavens.
How is that? How do you get an asteroid? What is that? Where does that come from? Where is that falling from? Where is that coming from?
And I told you
How
on
does
your own show that it's coming from the dome.
Okay, so hold on. What is this dome made of? It's made of nickel and iron. That's what asteroids. I mean, that's what meteors is.
Ain't no all meteors are not made of nickel and iron.
And not only that, they're made of Earth-like, of Earth substance materials. All the
They're
stuff you
not
can
they're not
find here on
flying
Earth.
around 93 trillion miles into space and then coming back to Earth, like you said on your show.
I'm just asking you a question, brother.
They're breaking off of
Is
the
the Earth
dome.
okay? It's breaking off the dome. So you saying that the dome is made of nickel and iron? That's what you're saying.
Man, if you want to imagine that every single asteroid is made of nickel and iron, that's on you.
Let me ask you this question, brother. Let me ask you this, because they have actually cracked them open. Let me ask you this: do you know anything about how nickel consumes heat? I mean, how nickel how it gets hot.
How I know how everything gets hot. Heat is applied to it and
Okay,
it gets hot.
well, so listen, we got famines on this earth, right? Due to the fact of drying out and
Leave that
dealing with the
alone.
heat,
Y'all go to bed.
dealing with the heat, right? So my question to you is this: if we're covered by a nickel-plated dome, right? Nickel plated and iron plated, because that's what breaks off. That's what we see with these different asteroids. I mean, different meteors. Wouldn't you think it'd be hot as hell in this place?
It is hot as fuck.
The
Oh,
thermosphere
really?
is pretty hot
What you
too, bro.
talking about?
Thermosphere
Oh,
is 3,000 degrees. You just heard him. It's
Oh,
3,000
really?
degrees up there. The higher you go, the hotter it gets.
Oh, really?
So
Got
find me a metal that
Eh,
can survive that.
confounded
So
and
hold on,
confused all
I'm
the
talking
time.
about once you think that when we experience that heat on Earth,
We're talking. We do, but we're talking about the
because
globe theory. So right now we have to
how many
reference.
miles, how
We have
far
to
is the
reference
sun?
the globe. We have to reference the globe and take into account that the globe has a thermosphere that's 3,000 degrees. So how are we sending up those satellites?
You say how you setting up those satellites?
How
Oh
are those
Lord, here
satellites
we
making
go.
it to outer space?
Every time he gets confused, he repeats the question. So we just showed you that there's a layer of the atmosphere called the thermosphere that is 3,000 degrees. They showed evidence of metals in 1,000-degree temperature that is red hot melting. And there's no way possible for a
Oh,
computer
we got yeah, we
or a
got
human to survive in 3,000 degrees.
we got we got material that can stand that type of heat.
What material?
The same material that fell off them damn off the what's called. They got some type of material that it rocks and stuff can stand it. I mean, with plain iron and they ain't melted when they did it.
There ain't no rocks can withstand that. When asteroids come into the thermosphere, they burn up, nigga. They burn up in the sky.
But hold on, when you crack them open, when you crack them open, are they melted?
Yes, they're melted.
Hold on, brother. When you crack an asteroid,
They
I mean, when you
cool on the
crack,
surface.
hold on, no,
It's no
brother.
different than
Listen,
lava. It's no
listen,
different than
brother.
lava.
Hold on, no, brother. When you crack those
Man, when you
things
find an
open,
asteroid the size of a orange, you can guarantee that that asteroid was the size of a car before it came down and hit the Earth. It burnt
so
up.
hold on,
It burnt up on the way here, and then a little piece of the size of an orange.
so hold on. Let me ask you this question. Okay. If they would you say that the firmament is closer, or if you, I'm just saying according to your
We're
model.
talking about the globe, though.
Okay. Hold on. Let's talk about the. Hold on. Listen. Would you say that the firmament is closer to the sun than the actual Earth?
The sun is in the firmament.
Okay. So listen. You said that you said the firmament is a dome, right?
I said it's flat. I didn't say it was a dome.
Okay. I mean, hold on. What's a dome then? You said.
We're not doing the flat Earth debate again tonight. So let's talk. Let's get to NASA, Nazi NASA, Nazi NASA, right? Your
Oh
friend,
man.
your friend's NASA that you're trying to quote very poorly, might I add. Your friends, the Nazis who run NASA, who fed you this information that you are attempting to quote like a parrot. What do you think about them? Are they telling you the truth? Like the aliens that told the Dogon that they passed 7 planets to get to Earth, and you said you believe Satan?
Well. Number one is this: is I think that for the most part is when I talk about what NASA is doing, I think that NASA is hiding that they are in. They are definitely in
And
league.
then
Are they
redeemed.
I mean,
Having sex,
intelligence is
getting
out.
duped in the butt with
But
by
you,
demons.
but you asked me a question though. You gonna let me finish, or you gonna keep on talking over me?
Go ahead.
Right. So
I know you ain't talking. You
right.
interrupted that elder 77 times last night.
Oh man, I told that elder up,
Hold
man.
on, brother. Hold on, brother.
Hold on, brother.
Hold on. Wait a minute.
Cause you know
I'm
why
gonna
that
need the
brother.
audience to hear this.
Yeah,
I'm
cause that brother,
gonna need this
was
information
too.
to get out.
He was too long winded, man, and I let him talk for too much, and he was trying to get away. No, ain't no getting away. So I had to trap him in,
You're talking too
and
fast. What it was.
yeah, he got body too. But
That man pieced you up. He pieced
that
you
man got body. You know he got body. He didn't know what he was talking about. I had to demonstrate on that brother.
up. He got fed up so many times it was ridiculous. He was like,
Nah, I took him to maps and everything. I told him, hold on, let's go to this
man
map.
got
He
the
know
most
already.
basic questions on there.
He couldn't do nothing about it, man. I took him to the maps. You can't ain't no wiggling up out of that, man, at all. The Sapiens, the
Yeah, but
Parthenians.
you can't separate in your mind that those people converted, and you trying to say you don't understand what a real
Wait, hold
bloodline.
on. What was the problem is what was Israel doing there anyways? That's the problem.
And when was you? I mean, I've been knowing you for a minute. When has you ever been a black Hebrew Israelite like you claim you was?
Okay, well let me ask you a question.
Who
What was
taught
they
you? Who
doing?
taught you you was an
What was
Israelite?
is hold on? What was Israel doing there in what the
You don't
Sapiens
want to answer
was
that. Look,
and the Khazars
you
was? What was
might
they?
be
What was,
lying to your audience.
I'm not asking. What was they
You was a
doing there,
black
brother?
Hebrew Israelite.
Listen, in order for them to convert somebody, what was they doing there? That's what I want to know.
Okay, the answer to your question is you was never an Israelite ever. So
Ah, yeah,
why did you even
he
tell people
died.
that you were?
I was an Israelite. What you talking about?
You
I used to
ain't
be an
never
Israelite.
ever claimed to be an Israelite in your entire life.
No. Listen, when I was 16 years old, that's how I started getting into the Bible, brother. I started off a black Hebrew
Who
Israelite
taught you
first.
you was an Israelite?
This brother from this camp from Atlanta, man.
What's the name of the camp?
I don't know the name of the camp.
How you was an
Yeah,
Israelite
I used
going
to
to
be.
a camp and don't
Hold
know
on,
the
hold on.
name of the camp?
No. I wasn't
There
going
wasn't
to
no
the camp.
camp in
No,
Atlanta when you was
no,
16. What you
no. Hold
38
on.
now?
No. Listen, brother. Listen. The
You
brother was
38,
from.
right?
Hold on. Listen. I'm 34, man.
Okay,
Listen.
34. So
The
18
bro.
years ago it wasn't no camps in
No.
Atlanta.
Hold fast, brother. The brother was he was a 16-year-old. He was
Dude,
from
there
Atlanta.
wasn't no
Hold on.
camps in Atlanta
No. Listen. Yes, it
18 years
was,
ago.
brother.
Oh my
Listen.
God, the only
He was
camps was
from.
in New York
Listen.
18 years
No,
ago.
brother. No. Listen. He was from Atlanta, right? He was from Atlanta, and he stayed in St. Louis.
What colors did they
So
wear?
hold on. Listen. Hey, let me speak though, brother. Dang.
You making
So
up shit.
listen.
You can't
No,
even
I'm
answer
not.
the basic question.
Listen, as the Holy Spirit bear me witness, brother, I'm not
Nah.
lying, man.
Oh
I'm
my
not
God.
lying. I'm telling you. I'm trying to tell you my story. Let me
Okay,
tell
I might
you.
have to listen a little bit because you put
Yeah,
it on the
listen.
Holy
That's what
Spirit.
I'm saying. If you will listen, then you will understand what I'm saying. So listen. I was at school, right? This brother he gave me the books and everything. He was a black Hebrew Israelite. He came to me and he had these books. Well, on the front of the cover of the book was Ham. Nimrod was on the front of the cover of the book. I forgot what the book called. I got the book at the house. So he gave me the book and I looked through it or whatever, and in there it was explaining the sons of Shem, Ham, and Japheth, and it had what's Ham as a Hamite and Shem as a Negroid, and it said that we was the black Israelites, right? Now I don't know really what camp that he was from, but he was in St. Louis and he stayed in St. Louis, but his father was from a camp that was in Atlanta, right? Because he the one put him on. But whatever camp that he was from, they don't deal with the New Testament because I was an Old Testament out there with nothing but the Torah and the Tanakh. So I didn't deal with the New Testament. So whatever camp he was from, they only dealt with the Old Testament, and that's it, right? So I'm not lying. I'm telling the truth. So I started off, you know what I'm saying? They used to teach that the serpent had sex with Eve. I don't know which camp teach that, but they used to teach that. But it's one of them camps out there, and I was a part of that. I wasn't initially in the camp, but I was being taught, and I was brought into the Israelite thing for a while. I did it for like around like what, probably like 3 to 4 years at the most. If that, probably more than that.
It's okay. Color purple. You see a purple? On the Holy Spirit, so I'm gonna have to take that into consideration.
Yeah, I'm not lying, man.
Now, let me see here. What else did you almost lie about last night? I don't remember, man. You interrupted.
Well, listen. Let me finish what I said about NASA. Let me finish what I said about NASA. Yeah. Now, my thing is this with NASA. Since the earlier times, we have information dealing with historical evidence that there has been intelligence communicating with man, deities, devils, or whatever, fallen angels, whatever the case may be, right? So when we deal with the text and we look at it, we see that also that when you deal with the book of Enoch, when you deal with also the Bible, it says the same thing. It says that these fallen angels was among man and gave them knowledge, right? And they told them basically where they was from. Now, when you deal with the Anunnaki and you deal with their stories and what they tell in the Sumerian script, they tell similar stories. And also the Dogon and all of them. And
okay, so what I'm telling you is that you should not believe a devil, a demonic entity that ain't nothing but the father of lies telling these people where they from.
No, hold on.
From nowhere but hell, nigga.
Hold on, brother. Hold on. Number one is this is. Hold on, listen. Hold on, listen, brother. There is not one demon that is actually from hell. They never started.
Yeah, my fault. Yeah, that's a correct.
Yeah.
I meant to say from heaven.
Yeah.
They're from heaven, but they're not from 50 light years away. They are from right there, right above the firmament, somewhere in the water.
Well, hold on. Now you said right above the firmament, somewhere in the water, right? That's what you said, right? Okay. So let's deal with this then. Okay. So when we look at what NASA, this is what I believe that NASA is doing. I believe that NASA is giving us CGI pictures due to the fact of they have seen stuff, and the stuff that they have seen, they don't want to express to us. For instance, when you see the movie, or you see all these superhero movies, when you look at Transformer, when they say that they went to the moon, they say in that movie Transformers that they found something else that was on the moon that they didn't reveal to other people.
The moon is not solid. I prove.
Hold on. No, hold on. Listen, brother. I'm just saying with what they said in the movie, right? This is all I'm saying.
If they're covering things up, then you should not believe anything that they say.
Well, hold on, brother. So listen, I'm giving my point of view of what I believe that NASA is doing what they're doing.
So they're telling the truth, but they're just hiding the truth.
Hold on. So I believe that so listen, I believe that number one is I believe that they're hiding these deities or these divine beings that have contacted Earth. Now, when you look at the Sumerian script and you look at all the people around the world, they all have the same similar ideologies when they dealing with the ideologies or these deities. They say the same thing.
It's ridiculous to think that they're hiding reality instead of lying about reality.
Now listen, yeah, because they're lying about what they're hiding. So when you deal with the Bible, right, I don't find it odd that when you deal with the Bible and you say, did Paul say he was in the third heaven? What does that mean? Can you explain that? Is there 3 heavens?
If Paul said the third heaven, what do you think it is?
Okay. All right, so cool.
Because I'm gonna tell you. Let me think about this for a second. Because the sky is called heaven, the firmament is called heaven, and then the waters above the firmament is called heaven.
Okay, cool. So let me ask you this. Now I have to ask you this because when we look at the translations, right, and we look at the modern translation and the ancient translations, we see that the firmament means expanse or either a surface. And then when we see solid there, right, that's in columns. That means that that shouldn't be there. And then to prove that, to prove this, I'm gonna tell you why I say this. Now, in the beginning, he moved on the deep, right? To me, I see three firmaments.
What
I'm
you
gonna tell you why.
what you think about that new telescope at the Vatican called Lucy?
Hold on, hold on. Oh, I know why they got Lucy. That's another thing. Now, here's another thing. Now, I have to say this. I definitely have to say this. Now, in the biggest telescope that they have in the world is the Roman Catholics have it. That's not odd that they have it. They have the biggest telescope in the world. Now, there's a reason for that. And they show you even in their movies why they have it, but we don't understand that. Now, during the time of the Babylonians, they knew how to keep eclipses. They knew also about constellations, and they dealt with also horoscopes. Now, something appeared in the sky because we dealing with astronomical events. Something appeared in the sky that they seen in the time of Christ, right? And in that time of Christ, the sons of the east seen it, or the men of the east seen it. And it was a star. They said, where is he that is born of the Jews? For we have seen his star in the east. Now, this is not no regular star, but this is a star that was prophesied in the book of Numbers. So this is not no star that we've seen before. But in the book of Numbers, this is a star that has come, that he's born up under this star. And how do we know that? Because in the book of Numbers, Balaam said, when he was prophesying, he said, a star should come up out of Jacob. So we know it is evident that this star that these men seen, they said, where is he that is born of the Jews? For we have seen his star in the east. Now, hold on for a minute. Now, if this was a regular star, it would just be something that was out of the normal. I mean, it was normal. They would never tripped off of. But because this star was there, it's definitely evident that they came to where this star came, and they followed this star. And they said the star stopped and stood over Christ, or stood over where the child was. Now, you're going to have to explain that. Because if you saying the stars are basically, if you're saying that this star was basically there, you're going to have to explain that. How did this star stop and stand, and where did this star come from? Because evidently, if this star had been there, we would have been seeing this star. But evidently, this star had not been there. And they followed this star because it was something that was abnormal, and this what made them view this star. I need for y'all to explain that. What made them view that star the way they did?
Let me see here. All right, now from my studies, you talking about an advanced situation that I'm unaware of. So from my studies, that star is is commonly referred to as the Star of Bethlehem.
Yep.
and it is part of a constellation where Jupiter flows through a crown that is above above Virgo, and then goes through the entire body of Virgo as if it's going through the belly, and in between the legs of Virgo, and the moon is underneath the feet of Virgo, and then the Jupiter continues on down until it, is birthed.
Now hold on. Now
Birth.
wait a minute. Wait.
That's called the Star
Now
of Bethlehem.
now hold on for a minute. Now you just said Jupiter, right? Now
Mhm.
where did you get that from?
From a study of a man who was led by the Holy Spirit to find that constellation that coincides with the birth of Christ.
Now hold on. Now here's the thing. Now this star stopped, right? And it stood over them, right? So they see this star
Let's
in the
pull what
east.
verses then?
Let's go to the scriptures. Matthew chapter 2, verse, what is it? It says, let's read it. It says, and they said it to him, hold on. Now when Jesus was born in Bethlehem of Judea in the days of Herod,
What verse are you
king, I'm in verse 1.
in? Okay.
It says, of Judea in the days of Herod the king, behold, there came wise men from the east. So they coming from the east unto Jerusalem, saying, where is he that is born king of the Jews? For we have seen his star in the east. So in other words, they was in the east, and they seen his star in the east from where they was. They seen his star, right? It says, and are come to worship him. And when Herod the king had heard these things, he was troubled, and Jerusalem with him. So in other words, they seen this star in the east, right?
Wait a
Now,
second. Wait a second. Okay.
all right, so cool. Now, Numbers 24, 15, 19 confirms that, because it says, and he took up a parable and said, Balaam the son of Beor have said, and the man whose eyes are open have said, he have said, which heard the words of God and knew the knowledge of the Most High, which saw the vision of the Almighty, fallen in a trance but having his eyes open. I shall see him, but not now. I shall behold him, but not nigh. There shall come a star out of Jacob, and a scepter shall rise out of Israel, and shall smite the corners of Moab, right? So just to bring that out, so they are anticipating this star in the east. And not to mention, Daniel himself was among these magicians or magos just as well, because that's what this word means, wise men. It means they come from Magi, and they are the magos, and they had time. They knew the times and the seasons.
Okay, hold on a second. Yeah, because I want to make a clarification here, because the way you're reading it, it makes it sound like the star was in the east, but in actuality, it's saying that they were in the east when they saw the star, so they traveled west to find Hamashiach.
Okay, so basically, you said the star is stationary.
Stars,
Is the star?
stars are not stationary.
Okay, cool. So, so, so that's what I'm saying. This star just standing there, or did they see it? I mean, what they seen it start from the east, right? When they seen it from the east, it stood over them. So you said stars is not stationary, but it
Right.
says
So
this star.
hold on a second here. Where's the stood over him at part?
All right, let's get to that.
Okay.
It says the wise man, when he had previously called the wise man, inquired of the time of them diligently, what time the star appeared. Notice it says what time the star appeared. That's another thing. Key in on that. And he sent them to the Bethlehem and said, go and search diligently for the young child. And when ye have found him, bring me word again, that I may come and worship him. And when they had heard the king, they departed, and lo, the star which they saw in the east went before them, right? The east. The star which they saw in the east went before them, till it came and stood over the young child. And when they saw the star,
What verse you in?
this is verse 9.
Okay. When they had heard the king, they departed, and lo, the star which they saw in the east went before them till it came and stood over where the young child was. Till it came and stood over. Okay.
Now let me ask you a question.
Uh-huh.
Are stars stationary?
No.
Okay. So this star stood over this child,
Okay.
right?
Now the only way I can there's two ways that I can rationalize this, because I haven't studied this, so I'm just going off the fly. So you got that constellation that I said where Jupiter was traveling through the crown of, what's that sound?
Say what? I'm sorry, I had cough. My fault.
Okay, so you got two ways to rationalize this. You got Jupiter going through the crown that I mentioned, and then travel from the tip of the Virgo's head down through the face and the throat, and down through the chest, and down through the stomach, and out from in between the legs. That is Jupiter. So now this is moving. So they could be following this, until they ran into where Hamashiach was. That's one way to rationalize. Another way to rationalize this is that the Heavenly Father sent the star or made a star specifically for this event and just manipulated the star, just like he did with the sun a number of times, and the moon and all these other things. Like, for
I want
example,
to say that right quick.
hold on. Let me finish
You
this with
talking
one
about
last thought. Let me finish this one last thought. Like, for example, see, the Heavenly Father has all power. Okay, so he created heaven and earth. He can do anything he wants to. So now, the example that I could use for that, other than the times that the sun stood still, like I just said, is that when Hamashiach died, there was a strange darkness on the land, and people couldn't see their hands in front of their face. So,
It was an eclipse. He died upon the
hold
eclipse.
on, man. I didn't ask you what it was. I'm telling you my thoughts on it, my paradigm. From my point of view, not your point of view. I ain't asked you what your point of view was yet.
Go ahead, brother.
Yes, sir. Now, you got so there was a strange darkness on the land. In an eclipse, you can see your hand in front of your face. So there was a strange darkness on the land that is indescribable, comparable to a solar eclipse or a lunar eclipse or anything of that nature. It's impossible for it to be so dark that you can't see your hand in front of your face. So
Is that
now,
what the scripture says?
yeah. So now,
Okay, can you take us to that scripture before you do
I'm
any of
gonna
that?
take it to you before I finish.
All right, cool.
After I finish what I'm saying. Okay, so now I'm trying to explain to you that this strange darkness that lasted 3 hours, which an eclipse only lasts for 2 minutes. This strange darkness that lasted for 3 hours was recorded all over the world. The most notable one that I can come off the top of my head with is a emperor in China during his death. Notice this strange darkness way in China, which is miles and hundreds or thousands of miles away from Israel. So this darkness was not done by some type of eclipse. So what I'm explaining to you is that clearly the sun and the moon had extinguished its light. It's probably the stars as well, because the darkness was so strange that they didn't describe it in the text. If they wanted to describe it in the text, they could have very easily. So that's the point that I'm making, that the Heavenly Father may have, this is just a theory, may have created a star specifically for this moment. That's one way to rationalize. The other way to rationalize it is that constellation that I talked about, with Jupiter going through Virgo.
Yeah, I was gonna say some scholars believe that it was basically Jupiter eclipsing Saturn, which caused it to look like a bigger star, which would have happened in the time of from March to April, You know what I'm saying?
And another thing I want to bring out too, I definitely got to bring this out. In a couple of yeah, I just wanted to bring that out because we know that this star definitely stood over him, right? Now, now, this star would have had to been seen.
Okay, here we go. Here go your verse that you wanted so badly.
Okay, yeah, grab the verse.
Luke 23:44. And it was about the 6th hour. The 6th hour, we kind of generalize it around noon.
It's 3 o'clock.
That's noon. The 6th hour is noon that we generalize it at. And it was about the 6th hour, and there was a darkness over all the earth until the 9th hour, which we generalize as 3 o'clock. So for 3 hours, there was a darkness over all the earth. So when it gives the details about this in books outside the Bible, it say you can't see your hand in front of your face. They couldn't see their hands in front of their face.
Where's that say that?
Luke 23:45. And the sun was darkened, and the veil of the temple was rent in the middle.
But I'm saying, which one say you can't see your hand in front of your face, though?
Man, I'm not gonna get into all that, man. I'm
Hey,
just
exactly, man. Don't say that, bro, because you add to the book. You don't
I'm
say
not
you can
adding
see
nothing to no book, nigga.
All right, well, let me ask you that. Let me
I just said it was from another book. So now what I just
hold
read,
on, brother. Hold
what I
on. Was it
just
from the
read,
Bible, though? Was it? Hold
what
on.
I-
Was it from the?
see how he like to talk over people? This is something that I can't tolerate. See what I'm saying? I can't take it. So what I'm saying is in Luke 23:44, it says for 3 hours, dude. Listen very carefully and stop whatever you're doing. Turn off Facebook or whatever you're doing. Focus on this.
I'm looking right at
Focus
your.
on these two verses. You see it? I'm gonna read it for you, very slowly and carefully. And it was about the 6th hour, which we generalize as 12 noon. And there was a darkness over all the earth until the 9th hour, which we generalize as 3 p.m. And the sun was darkened, and the veil of the temple was rent in the midst. So this is not no damn lunar or solar eclipse, dude.
Okay. Well, I could be wrong on that, but I'm asking you still. You made a comment to where you said, let's not express what I said. You made a comment and you said to where you couldn't see your hands in front of your face. Now, where the hell did you get that from?
Okay,
that's
so
why I asked you.
that doesn't take away from the Bible.
Okay, hold on, brother. That's why. Hold on. That's why I
clearly.
asked you to go to the scriptures. That's why I asked you. Hold on. I asked you to show me where it says you couldn't see your hands in front of your face. That's what I asked.
Darkness over all the earth. He's trying to deflect from the darkness over all the earth, which which debunks his theory of a lunar or solar eclipse.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine.
The
Okay,
lunar eclipse, the sun is not darkened, and the solar eclipse, the whole earth is not darkened.
Okay, all right.
And, and a solar eclipse does not last for 3 hours.
Okay, so something miraculous happened there. Okay, that's fine. I accept that.
So that's what I'm trying to explain to you. That
okay, but what you hold on.
I'm using that as my theory for perhaps the Father created a star specifically for the birth of His Son.
Okay, fine. But what I was asking you was because I asked you to go to this verse because you said that you couldn't see your hand over your face.
You stuck or what?
All right. So that's cool. That's why I asked you to go here. But I'm glad you explained that away. Well, so in that, within this case, right, this says that this star stood basically over him, right? Now, my thing with this is also I have to say this. Now, on a flat Earth model, right? Now, can you see are the solar eclipses? Can you view solar eclipses?
Okay, think about this because there was something else I wanted to add.
Hold on, brother. Hold on. No, hold on. I got the question. I got it. Now, in the time of Akhenaten, this finna get real ugly for the flat Earth model.
Okay, hold on. Remember that question, because I would just want to add this.
No.
It's gonna take me
No.
5 seconds. I promise.
All right, go ahead.
All right. So with this darkness over the whole Earth situation, many other civilizations recorded this event, and the most notable off the top of my head is a Chinese emperor who recorded and said, "Oh man," he said, "this is a strange darkness over the earth, and the sins of all men have been forgiven." So he pardoned everybody that was in his kingdom at that time.
All right, so cool. Let me explain this. Now, okay, in the time of Akhenaten, conventional time scale or conventional chronology says around 1350, right? I'm just just saying. Now, Akhenaten was given a letter or given a cuneiform or a tablet was revealed that there was an eclipse that took place in Ugarit, right? The eclipse took place in Ugarit, this up in the Levant area. Now, my question to you is this, because I got to ask this. Now, eclipse is, how does it work on the flat Earth model? You showed me that. Is it the sun? Is it the moon basically
We've been through
stepping in front
this.
of? Huh?
We've showed you this.
Hold on. So I'm asking you the question. I know you showed me, but I'm asking you this question: is it the moon going in front of the sun, or what is it?
I'm gonna show you this movie called Mars Attacks, right?
Hold on. Just answer the question, brother.
This ain't a flat Earth debate tonight. We
No,
talking.
I understand it's not a flat Earth, because the reason why I'm bringing this out is because if I'm in Ugarit, right? If I'm in Ugarit and I'm in the Levant area, and then Akhenaten is in Aten, he's in Akhenaten, right? He's in Akhenaten, the city of he's in El Amana. I'm sorry, Akhenaten is in El Amana, and one of this EA or El Amana, that's what it was. It was an El Amana tablet. On this tablet, it says that they seen a eclipse. Now, they're reporting to him a eclipse, right? He's in El Amana in Egypt, but they are in Ugarit. Now, my question would be to you is why is it that they didn't see that eclipse in Ugarit on the if the flat Earth model is what it should be?
Because an eclipse is small because the Earth and the sun and the moon are small.
Well, hold on, brother. Hold on. Listen. Once again,
that's his favorite phrase.
Here, hold on. I'll explain it to you, G-Con, because honestly, when you explain an eclipse, the events that take place only prove that the Earth is flat. Okay, so when you look at a globe and you think of, okay, every part of that globe that's facing the sun is having daylight, right? So when one half of the globe faces the sun, it's daytime. So if the moon were to get in front of that, you should be able to experience that eclipse on every part of that globe. But instead, we only see it in certain places on the earth.
Nah, brother. No, hold on, brother. On the eclipse, see, that sounds stupid what you just said, because if y'all noticed that y'all listening in, I didn't ask this brother about the globe. I asked this brother on a flat Earth model. I said,
that's
man, listen,
what explains it.
Well,
you only
hold on.
see it in certain places because the Earth is flat.
Okay, listen, brother. Listen.
The reason it was local, or like you just asked.
Hold on.
You said why did Akhenaten see it? And
hold on. How far? Listen, brother. How far is the sun on the flat Earth model above the
Some people theorize 3,000 miles.
Okay, they say 3,000 miles. Now, what's the distance? Now, this is gonna be shocking. Now, how big is the sun? They say.
They theorize 30 miles across.
Now,
Ozzy Newton said 30 meters.
Now, let me do some math here. Let me look at the distance from Ugarit unto
Look, we
El
really don't know
Amana.
those. We really don't know
Hold
those
on,
calculations.
hold on, brother. Listen. I want to look at the distance from Elamana unto
Why don't you just
Ugarit.
show us the path of the eclipse?
Hold on, brother. Because reason why I want to know that is because if the sun is 3 miles, 3,000 miles above the earth, right? Now, and then you have Ugarit that goes out to Elamana, and we're going to see the distance from it, because if it is shorter, you should be able to see that sun and that eclipse in that from Elamana down to Ugarit. If the distance is shorter, then if the distance, hold on, brother. If the distance is shorter,
your reality, your sense of reality is not intact at all. You trying to sit here and imagine an eclipse that you don't know the path of or nothing. And you don't even realize that an eclipse is small because the two heavenly bodies are small. You telling me a goddamn sun that's motherfucking 100 million times bigger than Earth is blocked by the moon, which is 1,500 miles across, but then the shadow that the moon casts is only 30 miles across. The shadow should be 1,500 miles. And another thing, there's no such thing as a red shadow, my nigga. So when you see a lunar eclipse, the Earth is not casting a red shadow on the moon.
hold on, brother. Hold on, brother. You might want to hold it down for a minute, because
you want to show me a red shadow?
What are you talking about a red shadow for?
You just said that the Earth is a ball and the Earth is blocking the
brother. Oh no, I asked.
And casting a shadow on the moon.
No, I asked you.
And then the shadow is red.
No,
there's
brother,
no such thing as a red shadow. All shadows.
I never said it. Hold on, brother. I never said anything. Hey, Madar Komet, did I say anything about a goddamn red shadow?
No, I haven't heard you say that not one time, brother.
What the hell is this brother talking about, man?
You ain't listening.
Hey, I've been listening.
Brother. The nigga said that it's the Earth is a ball, and that the Earth casts a shadow on the moon, and the Earth and the shadow.
No. I never said anything about the Earth as being a ball. And Amaziah, no, I didn't. You're lying, brother. I never said that.
You don't believe the Earth is a ball?
Hold on, listen, brother. No, I said, listen. I'm talking to you tonight. I haven't talked
and
about.
And you have talked to us 20 other times about flat Earth.
No, listen.
This ain't no flat Earth show.
Listen, listen, brother. Elamana, right, in Ugarit. I mean, we're talking about Ugarit and Elamana.
How was a lunar eclipse happen?
Listen, brother.
He's confounded.
Listen, I asked you this.
He asked us millions of questions. We answered them, and then he asked millions more. We ask him questions he never answers.
Listen.
Confounded. Look.
Okay, listen. Pull your map up, brother. No, pull your map up. Pull your map up, brother. That's what I need you to do.
Screen share it. Go ahead and do it.
Okay, listen. All right, hold on. I'm at the house. I mean, I'm not even at the house, brother. How am I pull
You don't know how to screen share outside of your house?
I'm on my phone, brother. What are you talking about? No, you can't screen share on your phone, brother.
That's too bad. Your presentation ain't gonna be. It's gonna be lacking.
Well,
get Madon to screen share it then.
Well, listen, hold on. I'm asking you this question. Okay. Maybe what's called can answer this. Okay. Now you do know what Elamana is at, right?
Elamana. Go ahead, show us. Amana tablets. I don't know where's that. Show us.
Okay. So listen, because reason why I'm bringing this up is because when you looking at solar eclipses, right? I mean, not this lunar, whatever you say, eclipse or whatever. When you look at an eclipse, right? Now, certain eclipses should be visible within a certain perspective when you are close. You should see that. Both of y'all should see that eclipse. So I'm asking you, how was this eclipse seen in
Eclipses
Ugarit?
only have a shadow of about 20 to 30 miles, dude. So that's why people travel from around the world to go see an eclipse. They go sit in the path of the eclipse and put the shades on for a solar eclipse, and they just sit in the path of the eclipse. You know what I'm saying? For the solar eclipse, they sit in the path wait all
brother,
day.
wait.
They wait all day with the shades and the telescopes. They travel around the world into the path of the eclipse. And the path of the eclipse is only 20 to 30 miles.
Wait, brother, hold fast. Now,
the size of both bodies.
Hold on, brother. If I look outside, right? Now listen. Now, because we got to get this perspective on this right. Now listen. If I am in, oh man, this finna get ugly.
You confounded.
Now, hold on, brother. Now listen. If I'm in the same time zone, it's gonna get real ugly for you. If I'm in the same time zone, right? No matter how many miles I am away from you, I should be able to. If I'm in the same time zone, would you agree I should be able to see that eclipse?
Same time zone? Hell no. Eclipse is
man.
On the flat Earth, you should. On the globe, you should. My bad. On the globe model, yes, you should be able to see that same eclipse.
You just got confounded. You just killed yourself.
I answered it, and I'm trying to answer even.
Listen, brother. Once again, listen, brother.
Question. Do I gotta mute you or what? Because I need to answer your questions. I'm not So what I'm saying is, you asked the question. You said, should people in the exact same time zone see the same eclipse? And the time zone goes from the southern tip to the North Pole. So now this time zone is about goddamn 700-800 miles wide. That's how big a time zone is, and it goes from north to south. An eclipse should go from east to west, but it doesn't. So it goes any kind of way. So now it only casts a shadow of 30 miles, not 800 miles, my man. That's the answer to your question.
Hold on, brother. No, listen. Once again, listen. If I'm in Wisconsin, right, and you down
I just answered your question.
Okay, hold on. I want to let hold on.
The same time zone can't see the same eclipse. I just told you.
Hold on, brother. Listen.
So the shadow is not wide enough for people in the same time zone.
Wait, brother. Listen. If I'm on the phone, right? And they say it's gonna be eclipse tonight at this time, right? It's gonna be an eclipse tonight. Now listen.
Look.
Y'all just buried yourself and don't even understand it. Look, I just asked y'all about the eclipse, right? I said there was an eclipse that was in Ugarit. And the eclipse that was in Ugarit was confirmed on a tablet, on an Armana letter tablet. That's what it's called, the EA tablet. I believe it's tablet E151.
Okay.
Now listen. They took the tablet, and they told Akhenaten. They said, hey, it was an eclipse that was confirmed, because evidently Akhenaten didn't see it. He didn't see it. Now, on the flat earth model, right, you can either give me two answers, and you didn't think about the other answer, but I'm not even going to tell you that. It's only one way he didn't see that eclipse. I'm not going to tell you that, though.
No.
Now, listen. Now, on the flat earth model, if you are in the same time zone, and even on the globe, if there is a eclipse, I can be up in Wisconsin, and somebody can be down in Alabama. Not Alabama, let's say what is it? Let's say they can be just in the Midwest region. Let's say any down south? What time is it in New Orleans? What time is it in if they on the same time, they can look up in the sky and see the moon like I see the moon, and there should be a eclipse at the same time because it's in the same time zone. No matter what, no
You
matter
lost me
what.
now. You ain't proved nothing. Your lips,
Okay,
your
okay.
lips is
All
not
right, well,
evidence. Your lips is not evidence. You ain't showed nothing.
okay, well, hold on.
This is
Hold
your
on.
evidence. Rants are your evidence.
Well, hold on, King, King Sir. What you think, brother?
Hold on, G-Con. Let me explain this to you one more time, okay? The analogy you're trying to use is what should be happening on the globe model. The reason you can't see the eclipse in different places, even if you are in the same time zone, is because the Earth is flat.
Wait, hold on, brother. Okay, let me ask you this. Listen, now you said you should see this on the globe model, right?
On the globe model, every piece of land that's facing the sun should witness the eclipse.
Okay, now on the flat Earth, you said we on the flat Earth.
Con.
Somebody needs me to think. Okay, why is it that the same eclipse that I see, that somebody that's down in Mississippi can see the eclipse at the same time too? Why is that?
You said why can they both see it at the same time?
St. Louis, Missouri, and Mississippi.
Because
it only covers so much area.
Okay, well hold on. He just said this brother just said it only cover how much area? He said 30 miles.
Yeah, I'm talking about across the shadow. The width of the shadow is 30 miles. It can travel the length. It can travel a certain number of miles as the shadow goes up for that minute and a half that is blocking the sun. What the hell is so funny? What's wrong with them?
Hey man, I thought when an eclipse happened, like the whole entire United States can see it, but like Africa couldn't see it.
Hey, don't
tell
him nothing.
Africa,
don't tell him nothing.
All right.
That's what Madonna commit. That's what I was trying to get at. They don't understand that though.
What you're saying is according to our flat Earth theory. That's the reason you can't see it.
No,
if the Earth was a globe, now what I'm saying is there's parts of the land where you won't be able to see it.
If the Earth were flat, man, you should be able to see the sun at the same time, no matter where you at on the planet.
No, that's not true. That's not true.
That's why I think it's a globe.
The sun is small.
Pull up the model of it. Pull up the model of it.
Okay, listen.
It's not asking because look, hold on. Let me get into perspective for the rest of the panel. Okay, the sun is not as big as what you think it is when it comes to the flat Earth. Not only that, it's only moving over certain parts of the Earth at a time. So therefore, you got daytime on some sides and nighttime on other sides. Now with the globe, it's spinning. So everything receiving light on the side that's facing the sun should be lit up. But we have months of darkness in Alaska, which is unaccounted for. That can only make sense on a flat Earth model.
Okay, now look here. Here go the paths of the eclipse. The whole United States can't see no fucking eclipse, dude. It only goes it's only a certain width and goes a certain length for the minute and a half that is blocking the sun. It don't block the sun for 28 hours, and it's not fucking big enough to fucking block the whole fucking United States.
Boy getting mad.
oh man,
I'm just playing with y'all.
Homie.
Okay, now let me ask you a question. Well, why do they call it a solar eclipse?
Hold on, let me show you some more. You see these paths? These are not blocking the whole Africa. This is not blocking the whole United States. This is not blocking the whole Asia. This is not blocking the whole South
now you
America.
see the path, right?
This
now listen,
is not blocking the whole Australia.
Have you
accepted that as reality yet?
Hold on, brother. Let's look at this map again. Now Ugarit is up here.
Hold on a second. Because you made a claim that the whole entire fucking United States can see one fucking eclipse. So is this true or not?
Almost damn near. You looking right at it.
Man, the path of the shadow is shown to you clear as day in the red line.
The whole damn near almost except when you come into the West Coast, but when you in the Midwest, as I stated, look, As I stated, when you're in the Midwest, everybody can see that eclipse.
Everybody can't see that eclipse. I'm showing it to you right here. I'm showing it to you clear as day. There's no way around it. It's only covering the path of the thing, and the one line is the shadow. It's that wide, and then it goes to a certain length based on the time that the moon is blocking the sun.
Is that okay? So hold on. Listen, they may see the eclipse
If
earlier.
I were to tell a kindergartner this, he would understand it completely.
No, hold on. No, listen.
Let me show
no.
this picture right quick.
Nah, man,
simple math, man. It's simple math. Look at this. Okay, so this globe that LeBron believes that we live on, right? If it's supposed to be spinning, okay, on its axis, it's rotating on its axis, it's making revolutions around the sun. That means every time it spins, when it's daytime, everything on that side should be lit up and be daytime. Everything on the opposite side is nighttime. Okay, but we still, like I said, we still have darkness in Alaska for 6 months, which doesn't make sense if the Earth is supposed to be facing it. Now, if something got in between here, you should be able to see a much broader scope of that eclipse, but instead we get itty bitty bits and pieces.
Where's Alaska at? Hold on, where's Alaska at on that map? Go
Man,
back
you know
to
where
that. No,
Alaska
go back.
is?
Hold
Let's
on, go
not
back
play.
to that. Go back
Let's
to
not
that,
play.
brother.
We know where
Go back
Alaska
to
You're a
that.
filibusterer. You like to waste time.
No,
Alaska
no,
is.
because if you look
You
at it,
got
hold on.
This was supposed to be about the
What's your
Nazis.
next question?
Hold on. Let me bring
What's
that
your
out.
next question? Because now you're talking about a flat Earth debate.
About
And we don't
Alaska.
want
Now
to
you
hear
know
no
need to know where Alaska is.
Hold on,
We
brother.
have
If you
6
notice
months of darkness in Alaska
okay,
and in
listen.
Antarctica.
Dude, we don't want to hear no flat Earth debate tonight. So go on to
Alright,
the next
man.
question.
They scared.
No,
Here,
you
now I'm
run
gonna show
away
them.
every night. But you
Show
come
'em
over
something.
here, waste our time, then run away every night. You thinking we want to hear you talking about the flat Earth all night?
Ah, man, come on with it.
We got a topic, dude. Stay on the topic.
Alright, well, we talking about NASA, right? So I thought that was the topic.
Yeah, but you just said a lie that I just proved, and then you didn't even want
Man,
to.
go cut some grass, man. That's what you're good at.
Then you didn't even want to. Then this man is a truck driver for a white company, so he works for people too. What is he talking about? You a worker just like me. You a servant just like me. You don't own no
Man, go
company.
listen, man. Go
I
steal some
own my
gas for
own
that
company.
lawnmower.
I
What you mean?
own
I
my
own my
company.
truck. I got an EIN number. What you talking about, brother?
I got an EIN number too.
Okay, so where then? What you talking about? What is you talking
How
about?
we having a dick swinging competition?
I'm just saying, man. You better at cutting grass and doing
But
this.
you
That's all
getting
I'm saying.
personal for no reason. Because you get confounded.
I ain't getting
And
personal.
then
I'm just saying
the
you better
second
at
you gonna
cutting
run away
grass.
like you do
better,
every night.
man.
Every
Promote
time
your
we get
business,
around
man.
you run
Promote your
away.
business. Promote your business.
So what we're trying to tell you is you can't see an eclipse. The entire United States and Canada and Mexico cannot see an eclipse when a solar eclipse happens. People travel to the shadow area, and then they pitch a tent, and motherfucker put the hot dogs out, and motherfucker grill up with the shades and the telescopes and the cameras. Wait for the eclipse to come and say, and then it's over.
And how does this happen? If the globe is supposed to be spinning, the sun just goes around in a circle all around the earth. It don't even fall. It's daytime all day long up there.
The earth should be blocking it, but it's not because the sun just stays on top of the earth and it just circles around the earth. I told you this 1,000 times.
Man,
It don't matter if you
about that
accept it or not, but this ain't the topic tonight. This is not your homeboys, the Nazis, your best friends that you protect and serve every day and deliver groceries to. Them boys are lying to you, and you lying to the people because you accept that they telling you the truth, and they're not telling you the truth, and we're trying to explain that to you in great detail.
Hey, show another video for the panel so they can see this Nazi conspiracy that we're talking about.
Yeah, okay.
Oh man, y'all working for the devil.
Yeah.
This man just accused us of working for the
I
devil.
know, right? Harry Rosenberg.
Man, let me show you. Let me show you. Let me show you. Harry Rosenberg right quick. The black Harry Rosenberg right quick before I show this video.
Are you gonna show that Montel?
Yeah. So Montel Williams. This man is Montel Williams. That's
Hey,
who.
at least we got a lot of good information out tonight, though.
Ron is Montel Williams.
I forgot it was the Sabbath day.
Yep.
Yeah.
You lined up
I was
tonight.
like, G Consciousness Radio wasn't on tonight.
Look at LeBron.
Can't see nothing. You're presenting me.
Oh, let me show you. Let me show you LeBron right quick. He won this way. He said we worked for the devil because we're exposing that the Nazis run all media, including NASA, that he trusts, and he's trying to repeat to us and telling us because we don't understand and don't trust the lies that he's repeating from them, that we work for the devil. So he's in effect protecting Nazi lies. This is him. This is your boy. Let me show you. This is LeBron. Leave white people alone. G-Conscious Radio. LeBron right there. You see the resemblance? See the resemblance right there in his eyes right there? G-Conscious Radio.
Go to that video, all right?
Which one?
The one about the Nazis and NASA.
Okay. Let me go to my history here. There's a movie called Space Traders that you need to see. I was trying to look it up. It's a comedy. It's talking about. Okay, Will.
Oh, you talking about with Benson? That's with Benson in there.
I think so. It said
Benson in there. I know what you're talking about. Where all the black people supposedly went on the spaceship.
yeah. It said, we'll spare your earth if you trade us all your black people. So that's a comedy that's mocking what's going to happen to intelligent black people who pay attention and care about things and accept reality. You know what I'm saying? Everybody else gonna be burnt up, crispy, along with your kids, and sad thing. But we're taught to be apathetic of people who reject knowledge. Leave white people alone.
We really want to understand what's going on in space today and what's happening with the plan to put weapons in space. I think it's instructive to go back and understand the origins of the U.S. space program. And to do that, you have to go back to Nazi Germany. Hitler recruited a brilliant young rocket scientist by the name of Werner von Braun, who had a weekend rocket club, to come to work for the Nazis to build the V-1 and V-2 rockets that were used to terrorize the cities of London and Paris and Brussels towards the end of World War II. And for von Braun and his team, they set up along the Baltic Sea a place called Peenemünde. It was a research and development center for the Nazi rocket operation. And to this place at Peenemünde, the Nazis brought thousands of Jews and French resistance fighters to serve as prisoners, essentially slaves, to build this production effort. Well, the British found out about it, went in and bombed the entire operation. And so the Nazis said, we've got to move to a more secure location. And down inside of central Germany, there's a mountain chain called the Harz Mountains. And in that mountain, there's a huge tunnel where the Nazis were storing military hardware. Well, they cleared the whole thing out, moved the entire rocket operation into the tunnel, named it Mittelwerk, And just outside the mountain tunnel at Middlework, the Nazis built a brand new concentration camp called Dora. And to Dora, the Nazis brought 40,000 Jews, gypsies, French resistance fighters, homosexuals, communists, even a black American GI were brought there to serve as slaves for the operation. Well, you know, immediately after the war, the U.S. and the Allies created the Nuremberg trials, at which time we brought the Nazis to justice for their crimes against humanity. But 1,500 of the top Nazis never went to trial. They were smuggled into the United States by the U.S. military under a program called Operation Paperclip, smuggled in through Boston and West Palm Beach, Florida. And Werner von Braun and his rocket team, 100 of them, along with 100 copies of the V-2 rocket, were sent to Huntsville, Alabama, where von Braun became the first director of NASA's Marshall Space Flight Center. What's interesting is the other 1,400 Nazis. Who were they? Well, some of them were brought to the United States to work for the CIA. Others were brought to the United States to do the LSD drug experiments and the MK Ultra mind experiments during the 1960s, where people were jumping out of windows. Some of the Nazi scientists that in Germany had been taking Jews and putting them in freezing temperatures to see how the body would react to that were sent to Wright-Patterson Air Force Base in Ohio and were put in charge of the U.S. military.
Yeah, now they taking Jews and putting them in freezers, but the Holocaust ain't real, though.
1,500 of the top Nazi scientists and essentially seed the military-industrial complex. The question I have is, do they bring with them an ideological contamination? Well, not only did von Braun go to work for NASA, but the guy that was in charge of the V-2 flight test program up at Peenemünde along the Baltic Sea, a guy by the name of Kurt Wiebes, became the first director of the Kennedy Space Center in Florida. And then the man that recruited von Braun, Major General Walter Dornberger, the guy that was sent by Hitler to recruit von Braun to come to work for the Nazis, he became vice president of Bell Aerosystems Corporation in New York that made its riches building the helicopters for the war in Vietnam. In fact, in 1958, Dornberger testified before the United States Congress, saying that America's top space priority should be to, quote, conquer, occupy, keep, and utilize space between the Earth and the Moon. And in fact, later on in a speech before a national missile industry conference, Dornberger told the assembled, "Gentlemen, I didn't come to this country to lose the Third World War. I lost two already." And then finally, the man that was in charge of production at Middlework, inside the mountain tunnel there in Germany, Arthur Rudolph, he became the first project director of the NASA Saturn V rocket program that took the United States to the moon. So these are the essential origins of the U.S. space program. And the Space Command put out a planning document a few years ago called Vision for 2020. And on the cover of it, you see a satellite hitting targets on the Earth below. Let's take a look at some of the language in this so-called Vision for 2020. The Space Command says that in the future, because of corporate globalization of the world economy, they expect that there's going to be a widening gap between the haves and the have-nots, between the rich and the poor all over the world. And as a result of that, the Pentagon predicts that there's going to be more and more regional instability around the world because people that are under the boot of these multinational corporations are going to organize. They're going to try to organize unions. They're going to organize to get these corporations from controlling their governments. And the Pentagon says, you know, we can't put a Marine on every single street corner of the world to suppress these populations. But with space technology in place, we'll be able to see everything, hear everything, and essentially target everything and every place on the Earth. And the Vision 2020 says that space superiority will emerge as an essential element of battlefield success in future warfare.
Okay, so as we see, LeBron's ancestors control NASA, and he believes everything his ancestors tell him instead of trusting people who lovingly attempt to lift the veil from his eyes. Get the cataract out your eye, bro, and come back to reality.
Now, as y'all just seen and heard, like, them brothers was saying what the Nazis was doing.
Yeah, we can't hear you chopping your mouth, bro.
Them brothers was saying what the Nazis was doing, right? And what they had going on for us dealing with space. And for us saying the globe all through here. Not no conspiracy, basically, that the earth was flat, but dealing with global events. And talking about how they wanted to conquer from the moon to earth, dealing with space. So these brothers, man, they tripping out here, man.
Okay, so this ain't a flat earth debate. And but since you said that NASA believes that the earth is a globe, I'm going to show you what they believe. Since you're not intelligent enough to accept our words, of course, I'm going to show
man,
you.
NASA, not even NASA know the Earth is a globe, my brother.
No, they don't.
Hey, man, have you ever seen some of what do you call it? The International Space Station. You ever seen them how it go around the globe? You ever watch some of them videos? That's not
CGI.
Hey, hold
CGI.
on.
Hey, that's not CGI,
I have
brother.
something to ask. I have something to ask.
That's REI. That's reality.
This conversation is about the Earth being flat or not.
No.
So
They tried to turn it into that because I'm sending out real warnings to real people that they're gonna die if they fight in the civil war that's coming. So they want to change it to a flat Earth debate to make it look like we liars because flat Earth is generally unacceptable to normal people that don't study anything, don't know nothing.
The Earth is not flat. I had a band who speaking to who bombarded me with all these videos that he had got from some fat loser white boys that probably sit home and eat Doritos and Mountain Dew all day and they're overweight and obese. And they say they room or they playing games and shit. But I was like, how the fuck is the Earth flat? He was like, well, because when you look out, when you look out onto the ocean and the horizon, it's flat. I said, your eyes can only see but 6 miles. Do you hear yourself right now? You really expect your eyes to see the whole fucking dimension of the Earth? You serious right now? Come on, man.
But since you can see past the vanishing point with telescopes, but
Yeah,
we
and
actually
here on this panel, right? We don't care what you imagine. You have to show us something. You have to prove everything that comes out of your lips. So by you asserting that the Earth is not flat, don't mean nothing to us at all. And it should.
Wait, but I had just asked you if this conversation was about the Earth being flat or not. And you said no. It was about.
And then you went into a flat Earth conversation.
Yeah, because I heard you guys mention the flat Earth.
All right. Well, basically, what we got going on here is
showing you that the Earth is not flat. You're telling us that. I mean, we're showing you that.
I heard during the conversation. I've been here for about 30 minutes, and I heard the flat Earth as a topic that was brought up along with the solar eclipse.
Okay, so
that's why I had asked you what the conversation was about. I don't know.
So we're showing you that the Earth is flat, and you're telling us that the Earth is not flat.
Okay.
It's not flat.
There's a difference.
Hey.
Yeah.
The
I haven't seen nothing that showed it was flat.
The Hebrews in this chat are flat earthers. I told you that.
Oh. Goodness. I'll go back on mute. Thanks, Cookie.
Wait, hold on, sister. I'm not a flat earther.
No. Because look, I'm trying to get that clear.
I'm not a weirdo.
Well, you're not a Hebrew. I wasn't talking about you, G. I was talking about
LeBron has continually tried to attack our flat Earth theories because we already mopped the floor with him, and he was supposed to be setting up a debate.
he was supposed to be setting up a debate with Team Osiris and versus me. So you know, I don't think we could ever get that going. But he tries to bring up the flat Earth every chance he can get.
Nah, y'all bringing it up talking about what NASA is doing. I'm telling y'all, NASA don't show you they card. They not finna show you all what's out in space.
That's why they said NASA stand for never a straight answer.
Thank you. But this man trusts everything NASA say.
I know the Earth ain't flat though, brother. There's no way possible.
Okay, that's fine. I'm getting ready to find you a great document that you're gonna read from NASA's own. Since you only trust NASA, I'm gonna show you.
No, I trust my common sense, my brother.
I'm finna show you something that your common sense is
All
gonna.
right, well, let me ask this question. Is the sun? Hello?
Yeah, the sun.
Is the sun? Is the sun a solid or is it what is it? Is it a disk or what is it?
Oh
So
man, you have
see what,
asked.
hold up, Divide. You see what we mean? Okay, so it's not your fault. He keeps wanting to ask questions about the flat Earth. We know the sun is hydrogen being converted into helium, and this is the second time you've called it a solid.
Okay, all right, so listen, once again, you said it's hydrogen being converted into helium. So what's the process of that? What is it burning?
It's called nuclear fusion.
All right, so let's check this out right here so we can get this in order. So I'm asking you, what is it? Is it a solid?
It's energy. It's matter being converted into energy.
Oh, you said it's matter, right?
Being converted into energy.
Okay,
hydrogen is a gas, so there's no need for you to use the word solid anymore.
Okay, all right, so let's look that up.
Okay, moment of silence. You dead. You finna die right now. NASA reference, publication 1207, 1988. Derivation and definition of a linear aircraft model. Okay, it's written by Eugene L. Duke, Robert F. Antonisquis, and Keith D. Cranbeer, all uncles of G. Conscious. They are also Nazis. Ames Research Center, Dryden Flight Research Facility, Edwards, California. NASA, National Aeronautics and Space Administration, Scientific and Technical Information Division. Now, I typed in the word flat. Going to the same document. It's the same document. Okay. On page 36 of this report, the title of page 36 is Concluding Remarks. So they have made a conclusion that this report derives and defines a set of linearized system matrices for a rigid aircraft of constant mass flying in a stationary atmosphere over a flat, non-rotating Earth.
Because anytime you would shoot a bullet, or anytime that a plane would take off, the Earth would be moving away from that object, from that plane or from that bullet, so that you would never have a stable runway to land on, because the runway would be continually moving away from the airplane.
You did.
All right, so let's look at this. It says
that's your uncle telling you what.
Telling you that it says okay. Now it says hydrogen. Hold on, can you hear me?
Dude, your uncle just told you that the Earth is flat and non-rotating. You still don't trust you. You just try to repeat everything NASA say, and we're defending the devil.
Hold on, brother. Let me read this. Let me read this. It says do you
accept that NASA report or not?
What NASA report, man? I ain't. Where is it at, brother?
Okay.
Where is it at?
Okay, if you pay attention.
Okay, where your screen at? Let me click on your screen.
Okay.
Go to the NASA report.
All right, I'll show you again. No problem. It's real easy. It's real easy. Real convenient. That's what technology is, make it real convenient to look things up and to find out reality of your situation that you're living in right now. so that you don't get manipulated into doing something stupid, as in saying that Israelites don't exist and Israelites are white and we're all dumb and lying. So now, the name of this report,
What the heck?
is it still on the page? Because he sound like he cussing. Can y'all
No, I
see?
said what the hell? No, because I just, brother, where is this from, brother?
You just said you say every day that Israelites are white people and we
No,
might
I'm talking about. No, I'm talking about NASA,
you have
brother. I'm
whole
talking about.
2-3 hour shows saying
I'm talking about
Israelites
NASA.
are not Israelites.
I'm talking
Look at the
about this
document.
NASA thing, brother. Who wrote this, brother?
Okay. This comes from the NASA reference publication number 1207 in 1988. Is titled "The Derivation and Definition of a Flat Linear Model Aircraft." It's written
And
by your
it's
uncle.
by LG. It's written by Eugene L. Duke.
Yeah, your uncle, and Robert F. Antonowitz, your other uncle, and Keith D. Cranebeard, their brother.
Now, where is Ames Research Center? That ain't NASA though, brother.
This guy is insanity personified.
Let me check that out real quick. Let me
Listen,
look that up real
wait a
quick.
second. This dude is crazy. I'm talking about insane. Now,
Let me look this up real quick and
that's
see
how
what
you
it is.
figure. That's how you believe people.
Okay.
Now, the conclusion to this report. Concluding remarks. This report derives and defines a set of linearized system matrices. Hold on, let me make it real big for you, because I know you can't see it. I know you can't see it. Okay. For a rigid aircraft of constant mass, flying in a stationary atmosphere. The atmosphere does not move. Stationary means does not move. Stationary atmosphere is stationary. It doesn't move. Over a flat, non-rotating Earth.
Okay. Well, I mean, what does that say?
It's saying
It
that
says this.
after they
Hold on. It says. Hold on. It
after
says this report. Okay, let me read this again. It says this report derives and defines a set of. What does that say? How you say? Linearized system
matrices.
matrices for a rigid aircraft of constant mass. So this for a rigid aircraft of constant mass flying in a stationary atmosphere over a flat, non-rotating Earth. Right? It says.
He said right. Yes, that's
Yeah,
right.
it says both generalized and standard linear system equations are derived from nonlinear 6 degree of freedom of freedom equations of motion and a large collection of nonlinear observations, measurements, and equations.
Observable science, that real science, that they keep from the masses and brainwash you to believe something else.
It
They
says
know
this.
this. That's why the UN. That's why the UN symbol is a flat Earth, because the controllers know this, so they know something more than you, and knowledge is power. When
Now
you don't,
you
when you don't know something, then they have an advantage over you.
now
So
you reading that wrong. That's what that
they
is.
collect all your money because you say, "Oh, I'm gonna pay taxes to this right here, so that so they can continue to keep me enslaved." It's the
That's
UN.
UN is the only organization that uses a flat Earth model map besides the Flat Earth Society.
Hey, let me ask you this: does Venus exist or Mars? Y'all don't believe in Venus, Mars, or Jupiter?
You talking about the gods?
No, the planets that's that's out there. Y'all don't
No, we
believe in
believe that those are you're giving credit to demons if you acknowledge them.
I mean, I know they twistings may not be original, but do you subscribe to those being planets? I know y'all don't like to use the word planet either,
No, we don't.
but
The only reason is because if they were as close as they say they are and as big as they say they are, they'd look bigger in the night sky.
so what are those things that's out there in the night sky that they be
Stars,
looking at?
lights.
So they so what you saying Jupiter, Mars, Neptune, what they call all that stuff don't exist?
The ones you see are just stars.
No, I'm asking you this what they call we know they changed the name, but do Mars, Venus, Jupiter, all these things you can see through a telescope, do they exist?
No,
They don't exist at all.
no.
Oh man, brother.
You willing to show us? Or you just gonna say that you expect us to take your word for it?
Hey
These
man,
niggas have
hey,
lost their mind.
I'm just saying, man. You can go through all the ancient societies, and they show you at
But
least
no, when are you
7 or 8
gonna show us?
different planets, huh?
When are you gonna show us?
I'm on my phone, my brother. I can't. Hey, I can
Okay,
just tell
thanks.
you from the voice,
Hey,
but you
these
can
brothers,
Take
these,
your
look
word.
it up. You can look it up because the reason I asked
And
because
you
if
expect us
all
to
them
take
are,
your
if
word
all
for
them are, if all those are around, why would
it.
the Earth just be
Man,
flat
you
by
still
itself?
talking about that?
Hey
I just
man.
said if you can't show us, then we don't believe it. We told you they don't exist.
these brothers is lying, man.
So until
These
you
brothers
show us,
pulling up fake paperwork and
until you
everything.
show us they exist, then we can talk about why are they spherical.
Ah, man, you tripping.
You can. It's easy to show. We showing our evidences.
That ain't listen, brother. What you showing me is not evidence, brother, at
It's still
all.
evidence.
That's
White
called
people
pseudo
involved.
documentation.
Yeah, that's pseudo documentation, man. You say they been what?
I said, that documentation is completely real, and it's you can look it up.
Hey, well, let me ask you a question, brother. Let me ask you a question. You wouldn't know if they was lying or not, right? How would you know they lying?
Of course, I would know they're lying
Hey, how you ain't did one experiment? How the hell you know?
because
Right?
all the evidence
You probably
point.
couldn't even get your math homework right in school. You talking
Talking.
about you
You don't
know?
like. He don't want to hear the answer to the question. He just want to talk.
You sound stupid as hell, man. You don't even
Your
know how to light a
question is,
fire
how would
straight.
I know if they're lying in that report? Because the answer to your question is, they didn't think that report was going to get to a dumb person like you to read it.
Oh shit.
Also, you said somebody hacked that report. That's what you saying?
That's what you think WikiLeaks is, dude?
Boy, y'all done lost y'all damn mind, man.
Oh
Boy,
man.
y'all foolish, man. Oh, you got it to now. You hack now.
Man, you are in so much danger. It's ridiculous. I told you you're going to die. You keep talking about
These
we
brothers,
foolish. Do you realize the gravity of what you're saying?
the
Who
gravity.
says in his heart there's no God, dude?
Oh man.
Boy, these niggas is crazy, man.
He's confounded. Good Lord have mercy.
And all those planets you see is
These
I'm
people
gonna have
come
to.
tell
I'm
y'all
gonna have to.
anything and y'all on it.
I'm gonna have to sign y'all up for Comic View, man. I'm gonna have to bring
Them
it
niggas
back,
get a
man.
check, man.
Hey, hey, if anybody out there hears this show and you trust these two clowns that don't show no evidence ever, you deserve what you getting ready to get. Because you're getting ready to die because this show is for warning our people to trust reality so that you can exist so you can continue to live. So them two people ain't gonna live. I'm telling you that now.
Oh, so I ain't gonna live because I don't think the Earth is flat.
Absolutely
Oh,
not.
oh man, brother.
Hey, brother, you gonna get the moon gonna flatten you. You gonna fall off the edge of the earth, brother.
I'm gonna let the jokes go until I find this information right quick. Now, what you just asked me just a second ago, I bet you forgot, cause I did.
Hey, you flat. Hey, you brothers flat
Messiah, do you remember
out
what he
wrong.
asked me that he kept cutting me off? I was trying to answer. Cause let me see how do
nah.
I know? Damn, I forgot what he said. Okay, it'll come back to me later on.
Oh yeah, King had a question up here.
Yeah, yeah.
How do they?
Why in the army do they train snipers to shoot and aim curvature of the earth? Okay, the fact is that they do not train military people to adjust for the curvature of the earth.
They tell us not to do that actually. Like in like the techniques like Kentucky winding, they tell you not to do that. When you zero out your weapon, you shoot your groupings and go check it. And there's a depending on how you're supposed to line your crosshair up the proper way to the body, and there's a grid and you like a graph, and you adjust the notches on your sight accordingly, so you get it your groupings in the right area.
Also, used to be a sniper.
No, but I was in the army and I trained with the rifle.
Oh, you trained under with a sniper gun though.
That's
It's the
basic
same
training. Of
thing.
course, everybody has to go through that,
Nah,
man.
nah, brother. There's different type
What?
of guns when you
Okay.
train with the for special
Tell me
ops,
what
brother. Like I
weapons.
know. Hey,
What
hold on,
weapons are
brother.
used
Hold
in
You don't
on,
have to
battle?
brother.
be
I
special ops to
played.
use
Listen,
a
brother.
sniper.
I played Call of Duty, brother.
Oh man. see, see, that's him. His comedy is his evidence, and that's what I'm saying. We're trying to show you reality, and his comedy is his evidence to refute everything we're saying and defend the
Nah,
lie
brother.
that's
I played Call of Duty, brother. I know about the caricature.
refute the lie. He wants to refute the lies that you've been told through the media your entire life.
Nah, brother. I got the toggle sticks, brother. It's just like I'm really shooting, brother. I feel it when I hit it
Hold
and
it down for a second, Amazon. I
everything.
gotta do something.
Oh shit! I was gonna play a video about that. You know what I'm saying? With the rifles and whatnot, but we'll have to wait till the brother gets back.
Hold on, I'll take it off here.
Here, put this video on right quick and start at the 4 minute and 30 second mark. We'll talk about these bullets.
Doesn't matter. What matters.
4 minutes 30 seconds on it.
Just explain the Coriolis effect in layman's terms. The Coriolis effect is the effect that when the bullet leaves the barrel of the gun, it is actually leaving the surface of the earth. So as the bullet leaves the barrel of the gun, the earth is still rotating, and the bullet is not rotating with the earth. So the earth will actually rotate out from underneath of the bullet while it is in flight.
Hey, why you keep going to flat Earth videos instead of just going to regular videos on how they do it? Why you keep doing that? No, hold on. I'm trying to figure out why they keep doing that though. Why you keep going to like flat Earth videos? Hey, brother, you need to get your mic together, man. You need to get your technology together before you get to speaking on these panels. Brother, you need to
Punk.
get you a better mic, man. You need to get you a better mic
Whether it
going.
comes to
You talking about the punk of Rome?
air, water, and sun, it
Is
all starts with the sun.
that all of it?
Yeah, I just wanted to see the part about the bullet, because that's what would be happening. When he's talking about, King, you gonna have to ask me the question. He said no gravity.
King Mike, bro?
Nah, I just been falling back, man. Just, just listening and everything. But yeah, I just wanted to hear what that was about to say. But if y'all want to get back on what y'all was talking about with the Nazis, that's cool too.
Okay, so what we tried to establish through the presentation is about an hour and a half or something like that, and that the Nazis, I mean, basically proved it that the Nazis took over NASA. They were recruited so that they wouldn't be recruited. They were recruited by the USA so they wouldn't be recruited by Russia because their intelligence was useful. So the United States used them in NASA and many other areas of society for the purpose of, to replicate the control that the Nazi Germany had over their people. They were like, that's a useful tool to them. So that's basically what happened there. And it relates to us today because they're going to recreate that same scenario for black people here. And then they may have a hoax. What they're trying to do is get the public afraid of UFOs. So when they become afraid of UFOs, then the UFOs come to pick up the black people, like it mocks us in space traders. Then those people are going to be saved from the destruction of Earth. The Earth is going to change. The whole atmosphere is going to change. The whole atmosphere.
Man, you seen that on Left Behind, man. You got that from Left Behind.
Never got that from Left Behind. Left Behind, they just disappear or something. So
nah, brother, you got that from Left Behind because they had that same excuse you just had in there.
Yeah, well, they got
the
that
same
excuse.
thing, brother.
They got that excuse from the Bible. Okay, no problem. I'm finna slap you with the script.
Right.
I'm gonna pull my sword out and slap you with the script since you too dumb to know what the script say. New earth, new heaven.
We dropping heaven on their heads.
Okay, can you see my screen? Yes, you can. Revelation 21:1. And I saw a new heaven and a new earth. For the first heaven and
I said you got
away.
that.
Look. He don't like the script says a reproach to him. When the scripture starts being read, he gets offended by the scripture. You see this? I can't even read the scripture. And we all supposed to believe the same book. Revelation 21:1. And I saw a new heaven and a new earth. For the first heaven and the first earth were passed away, and there was no more sea. Hold on, let me read verse 2 as well, because verse 2 tells us something very revealing here. And I, John, who is the writer of this book, saw the holy city, New Jerusalem, coming down from God out of heaven, prepared as a bride adorned for her husband. So that's when Hamashiach returns with the New Jerusalem, the golden city. So you ain't gonna see him until that happens. Until then, we got to be forming our own government with our own leader, and have our own economy. Bottom line, then they're gonna take us to our own place.
Hey man, that's talking about the transformation of this earth from a place of heaven to earth, brother. That's what that's talking about.
Okay, so in heaven there's no
sea. That's talking about. John figuratively is seeing the earth being transformed into a state of bliss in heavenly realm.
Okay, so bliss means no sea.
Scroll down.
He's insane.
Scroll down.
How far you want to
go? Go to verse 3. Start at verse 3.
Okay, verse 3. And I heard a great voice out of heaven saying, Behold, the tabernacle of the Most High is with men, and he will dwell with them, and they shall be his people. And the Most High himself shall be with them, and be their Most High. And the Most High shall wipe away all tears from their eyes, and there shall be no more death, neither sorrow nor crying, neither shall there be any more pain, for the former things are passed away. And he that sat upon the throne said, Behold, I make all things new. And he said unto me, write, for these words are true and faithful. And he said unto me, it is done. I am Aleph and Tav, the beginning and the end. I will give unto him that is athirst of the fountain of the water of life freely.
All right, go back up to verse 1 right quick.
Want to read it?
Yeah, read verse 1 again.
And I saw a new heaven and a new earth, for the first heaven and the first earth were passed away, and there was no more sea.
Okay, so it's not just like a vision of him seeing the earth turn into a heavenly place. The old heaven and the old earth were completely passed away.
Yeah, most definitely. It's gonna be a restoration period. The earth's gonna be fermented to clean up all the bacteria and the disease up out of the earth. That's why it's gonna be burnt with fire. It says.
Okay, thank you, Ted. That's what I was saying. That the super volcanoes are gonna blow up, and then it's gonna be a war, thermonuclear war as well. So, in order to be protected from all that,
Nuclear war.
the answer to that question is that the many countries have nuclear weapons that they use from time to time. So when this final war happens pretty soon here, I don't know when it's going to happen, but when it happens, they're going to use those weapons that they built purposely, and their arrow is not going to miss their mark. That's what the Bible says. So
What they gonna do? They gonna shoot it at the dome.
No, a war is between humans, so they're going to be shooting at human targets.
Nah, cause I heard they be shooting rockets at the dome. That's what I heard. Missiles at the dome.
Well, you heard right, but you should find time to research those things.
That's why it's chipping off and meteors is flying into the earth. Cause when they hit the dome, a meteor chip off like a chocolate chip.
Oh shit. Oh man.
What's the name of that?
Project Bluebeam.
Chip off the old block. That's what's going on. They shoot the missile right at the dome and it pop, and then one of the meteors shoot and fall off into the atmosphere, pure nickel and iron.
Everything you say, everything you lie about, I can prove you wrong. There's no problem. I done proved you wrong 10 times.
You said
that
the
you wrong 10
dome
times just in this show already.
Hold on, brother. You said that the dome is made out of pure nickel and iron.
I didn't say that.
Oh shit.
You lied again.
If anybody want to get paid, just shoot at the dome. We can just get a couple of them chips about the whole block.
Called Operation Fishbowl. So he got his cheerleader in there laughing at every joke he says.
Hey yo, man, hey man, that's funny. Hey, you did say the meteorites were falling off that glass dome. Hey. Man, that video was made by the Nazis, man.
Okay. Now, what you just witnessed was what I'm about to read.
Man, that looked terrible, bro. That was unreal.
What the
that
hell
was not
that,
real,
brother?
bro. What was that? I thought that was.
I'm getting ready to read it to you.
That was an old ass VCR tape, man. What the? From '82.
You niggas ain't making no money. It's called Operation Fishbowl. Okay, Operation Fishbowl was a series of high-altitude nuclear tests in 1962 that were carried out by the United States as a part of the larger Operation Nominate nuclear test program. So why are you shooting nuclear bombs as high as you possibly can? The reason is because they were trying to crack the dome, the firmament that's around the Earth that they can't escape from, that they can't get to the moon, but they can't get past it, so they can't act like they went to the moon. They can't do nothing. So sooner or later, the lie is gonna be revealed to everybody, and everybody's gonna know, except for dumb people like y'all.
Brother, come on, brother. How can you explain them big craters that's in the ground that came from the big meteorites and all that stuff that crashed into the Earth
I
and put the
just told
dome
you.
up there?
You've been on our panel before when we talked about flat Earth, dude. You need to start remembering or writing down the answer.
I remember everything
Answer
you
the
said, brother.
answer to that goddamn question is that I'm gonna say this again for the last time.
All right.
Meteors and asteroids come from the dome, the firmament that surrounds the Earth.
Brother, you know how fast them things is coming into the
If
Earth?
you can't remember the answer,
I remember that. I
then you
remember
don't
that
need to
answer.
ask that question anymore.
I thought you made a change the answer, brother, because the last
I'm gonna
answer you
change
gave
the
was,
truth. I'm not gonna change reality, nigga.
brother, that's not reality, brother. Come on, man.
Man, you said the motherfucking asteroids and meteors come from way across the other side of space, 93 trillion miles away.
I didn't say
You
where it
expect me
came
to take
from.
your word for it?
I said it came from outside of space. I ain't said the other
Man,
side.
start the madness. We're outside of space. You just guessing. I don't want to hear no guesses. I want to see some truth. I want to see some evidences or something. I just showed you a video of a high
Look it
altitude
up. All
nuclear
right,
blast.
look up meteorites and see
I
how
ain't
they
looking
come
up
into the
nothing. You
atmosphere.
look it up
If
and
you want to
show it
see
to
it, that's the reality. I seen it.
you. You ain't seen nothing.
Come on, brother. Ain't no glass dome. Hey, brother. Come on, man.
You ain't seen nothing. If you seen it, you would have a video of it.
Hey, brother. That's why the scriptures say, uh,
Prove all things. That old
those who
fast
have
and
eyes
that
to
which
see.
is
You
good.
can't see, brother. Y'all can't see,
It
man.
said prove all things and hold fast to that which is good. It don't say
Brother,
lip box for the rest of your life and forget to
everything
answer
you
the question.
everything you brought out, brother. That ain't proof. I ain't seen nothing.
I said evidences. I don't
That's
call
not
things.
evidence.
The only
That's not
proof
evidence. That's not
is
evidence,
possession.
man. That's just a YouTube.
Clearly, you don't know what evidence is. Your lips ain't evidence, nigga.
I'm making sense, brother. What you showing ain't
You
making
ain't
no
making
sense.
no sense. You just talking.
That ain't making no sense, brother. Come on,
Everything
man.
y'all say, I pull up and show it to you. Then you do the same dumb routine of the clown techniques of just clowns. That's all. You just clowns. There's nothing wrong with that.
Man, come on, brother.
Man, there's nothing wrong with being a clown, bro. At least
Until y'all,
you got the
once y'all,
audience on your side because you
y'all
make
gonna have to, y'all gonna have to buy a GoPro. Y'all gonna have to buy a GoPro, man, to prove that Earth is flat, man. Y'all gonna have to get a super GoPro.
man, a dozen
Uh,
people done already bought GoPros and proved the Earth was
and it
flat.
can't go. Hey, and you know what? Every time we get out there, it run out of gas, right? It ain't cost to hit the glass dome.
Hey, show them the rockets. Show them the rockets.
The ones that don't never make it to space, or
That's the
Right.
reason why I
Man,
can't
man, they
make it,
didn't
man,
shoot. Hey,
because
listen,
once it get to space,
Hey,
once
hold
it get,
on, brother. Show me
okay,
a
go ahead,
picture.
Jacon.
Show me a picture of. I mean, show me a video of this thing hitting the dome, brother. Because the one you just showed me was trash, and that was not no video of nothing hitting no dome, brother.
what did it hit?
It's running out of oxygen, man. Once it get to space, it cut off its oxygen. That's why I can't go that far, man. It ain't cause no dome.
Okay. I done proved every lie y'all told, but I ain't got time to sit here all night about no goddamn flat Earth. So now,
So hold on. When it hit the dome, did any pieces chip up off of it and fall down?
not exactly because the dome isn't as dumb as you. The dome don't just chip and fall like that. If a nuclear blast can't crack the dome, then a motherfucking rocket ain't gonna crack the dome.
So why is them chips falling then? Why you got meteors falling off the dome? Then what's up with that?
Because that's what the meteors do. They fall off the dome. They have their own process. I don't know how the process works for that.
Well, damn, man. They just break loose or whatever. So if I shoot something at it, is they falling because they've been shooting at the dome? That's what you saying?
Nah, not at all. I ain't say that one time.
So you telling me pure nickel? You telling me pure nickel and iron and different material is just
you
on
call
this
it
dome?
pure nickel and iron, nigga?
That's what meteors is, though.
Yeah, but I don't trust you, nigga. You lie every second of the day.
Oh man,
I'm gonna take your word for that. Every meteorite is a nickel.
Listen, brother. Meteor. Listen, brother.
All day long, you just expect me to take your word for it or what? I'm not gonna take your word for it. Show me something.
Oh man,
hey, Laurent,
pull up. Yeah.
Laurent, you know what stalactites and stalagmites are?
Huh?
You know what stalactites and stalagmites are?
What's that?
It's the rock formations that develop in caves. When you have rock formations that hang down from the caves, it's a stalactite, right?
Oh, okay, yeah.
So it shouldn't be too far-fetched to say that because of the, we have different volcanoes and things like that, I think there would be rock deposits attached to the firmament.
Loose rock deposit.
So you know how those are formed, right?
I mean, my theory last time was that when the gushers of the deep opened up and broke up the rock, and it just repelled it into space, and it's been floating around until it crashes.
Damn. It's just been floating around.
It ain't one of them. It's a whole bunch of them. Talking about.
Well, how do you explain the meteor showers that come, or I think they come once a year in August or September, the meteor showers?
It's
predictable, you ever seen the meteor showers, brother? You ever seen how many meteors? You ever seen how many meteors falling, brother?
Madon, you got hell mixed with fire in the Bible. Just because something can come out the sky doesn't mean something can leave the atmosphere.
Nah, brother, I'm saying that the meteor showers explain that glass dome theory is out the window, man. That shit is cracking on the ground.
It's not.
Like
Hold
on, let me ask the
meteor
man's
showers,
question, man.
They come a year. The dome should be
Ask
gone.
the man's damn question, man.
The dome should be gone.
Somebody start talking, everybody want to talk at the same time. God damn. All right, Madon. So my question to you is to verify my answer, right? Is the meteor shower happens the exact same time every year or what?
I'm not sure if it's around the same time. If it's not yearly, it's bi-yearly or something. I don't know how it comes. I know it happens every year, especially down here in the South, because they bring it on the news almost every year. I forget the name of the meteor shower, but if you type in meteor shower, it's one that comes every year or every. I forgot what other year it comes.
Okay, so that's what I'm trying to explain to you, right? If it's predictable like that and it comes near the same time every year, then that should tell you that it's not just coming from some random place out in space. It's a condition that happens regularly due to whatever is breaking it off the dome every time.
It's flying too fast to be falling off a dome, brother. Think about it. Did you see that meteorite that went over Russia? What was that? Remember the one that happened in Russia that when they showed it, the sonic boom of it was so powerful, it broke the glasses everywhere, and then it exploded in the sky, then it broke into pieces to like a shotgun effect, and it went all over.
Yeah, I remember that.
But I can't see how
I'm trying to figure out if you would think that if it's falling down, it would just fall down. But do it catch a little wind or something and get to flying across the damn planet? Because
clearly, This motherfucker is not funny. I don't know what's going on.
Hey man, that is funny, man. You gotta look how he put it, man. That was funny. Come on, brother.
Okay,
Come
so
on, we just having a good time, man.
the answer
Damn.
to your
Yeah,
question
yeah.
is
I don't know if it catch a little wind or something.
the
Just take it
answer
all
to
the way
your
across,
question
all the way
is
across
the answer.
town.
So you don't want to hear the answer.
Go ahead, brother.
The answer to your question is clearly something. He's still laughing. Clearly, something is propelling the rock from the firmament.
Damn, so I got a propeller on the back of it.
It's no different than the rain, man.
Hold
Oh
on,
man,
bro.
come on,
Hold
man.
on. When
Oh
the
shit.
rain,
Look,
hold
There's
on, brother.
there's a
And
what
that's
force.
y'all
even
not taking into account.
that's even more crazy than what you said.
This
Cause
is what y'all. Not, but listen,
the
Laurent,
rain is light, brother. Hold on. The rain is lighter than this, but you telling me you see this rock and then you look
you're
at
talking about
rain.
something falling out the sky. It's gonna catch speed. Gravity is
We know. Damn, gravity. You don't believe in gravity, right?
Gravity's supposed to pull objects to the Earth at 9.8 meters per second. So you're gonna have speed.
Wait, hold on,
You're
brother.
gonna have speed.
Hold on. You don't. Number one is you talking about gravity. There is no gravity on the flat Earth.
That's
Now,
that's what you believe though. So that's what it
well,
would
hold
have
on.
to be.
Well, let me
So
say
it
this,
makes
brother.
perfect
Listen.
sense.
Now, listen.
Okay.
Hold on. Let me say this.
Man,
Now,
that man's
this heavy
confusing
object.
himself.
Hold
This is
on,
what
brother.
you're
Listen.
missing.
If I'm listen, brother. If I'm standing right and
Oh
I'm looking at
Lord,
him,
mercy.
I can listen. I can get on top of. Listen. I can get on top of my truck right now.
Listen, man. Clearly, some type of force is pushing the rock away from the firmament. That's my answer to your question. All this gravity talk is just a mistake of his tongue that he talking about your round earth bullshit. There ain't no such thing as gravity. So don't even focus on it. He just
But
made a
look,
mistake for a second.
this is what I'm trying to say though. Okay, because the Bible says there's a firmament. Okay, the Bible says there's something, a surface over top of the earth that's holding up the waters above. And if you do close research on the word Hashemayim, okay, which is the heavens, you'll find the root word in that word is Mayim, which means water. Okay, so when we talk about the Bible, and the Bible saying that the earth is flat and having a firmament, you also see that there's hailstones mixed with fire. You see meteor showers and meteors in the Bible.
The Bible don't say the Earth is flat, brother.
The Bible says that.
Oh man, don't just say it back and forth. I'm finna
Yeah, the
show the
Bible don't say the Earth is
Bro,
flat,
the
and then
Bible
uh
another
doesn't
thing
say the
too
earth
is
is flat.
there's
rocket.
more than one firmament though. There's three firmaments.
Oh,
Ain't no
man, come on,
goddamn
the
three
firmament
firmament.
is flat. So what is your
No
point?
such thing, no goddamn three firmament.
I just say
The
okay. Well,
firmament
hold
is
on.
flat. So what is your
Well,
point?
hold on. Well, you say the firmament is flat, but you say the Earth. I mean, you say the dome. Is the dome flat?
I never said there was a dome. You know this.
Can y'all stop
Okay.
talking so I can show this
Hold on. Wait, brother. Is the firmament
Yo,
the
LaRon,
dome or
mute
not,
yourself,
brother?
LaRon. Mute
The
yourself.
firmament is flat. How can something flat be a dome?
I'm
We've
sorry.
been over this.
Please.
Then what is the
You asked me
dome
to
then?
pull up rockets and then y'all talk forever. What's going on here? Whose show is this?
What's that, a commercial? What's that, commercial break music, brother?
Hey, brother, what's going on, man? We can't see nothing. You screen sharing? We can't see none of that.
I thought you was at, what's the circus? That's circus music, brother.
Oh,
Barnum and Bailey.
my bad.
Yeah, we
Hold
don't
on,
see
y'all.
none of
You can
that,
see
brother.
my screen, Amazon?
Now I can see you're looking at the hangout.
Hey, brother, you tripping, man.
Yeah, the hang out.
Hey, man, you just as crazy as your screen, man.
You got
So
the
y'all can't see
goddamn
that?
3D effect.
Y'all can't see that?
Man, you got like a 3D effect screen, man. I'm seeing like 16 versions of it, man. What is that?
What the hell?
They pulled up the rocket.
It's probably
On the
you
rocket
probably over there.
space.
That's cause you probably over there on that flat Earth that is doing that, brother.
Yeah, that's what it is, man.
Oh shit. Okay, let me correct this right now. This shit tripping.
The internet got these niggas burnt out.
Can you see it now? Can you see it now?
Nah, man, I can't see it, man.
I
Okay.
just see that. I see the spear. I see the spear circle of your logo.
Okay. Damn. Okay, well then I gotta do something else then, cause it ain't working right for some reason.
Yeah, that's a keyboard with an X on it. Let you know, put that keyboard down.
Get out there flat Earth, man. See that what happens when you're on a flat Earth, man. Shit
Yeah,
just don't go right.
yeah, man. The F and the E button on his keyboard burnt out because he's looking at much information on that flat Earth.
You know, we only see here at in New Jerusalem, right? The Club of New Jerusalem and the government of New Jerusalem. We only need intelligent people. So any intelligent person watching this presentation tonight is gonna see everything. So you know what I'm saying? What you talking about is irrelevant. Y'all sure y'all can't see that because it's on my screen now?
Yeah, I see
Yeah, I
it.
can
Now
see
we
it
see
now.
it now. We see it now.
Okay. I guess I had to wait for you to do that little last joke before I slay you with this rocket.
Look. He keeps shooting. He keep going right to the flat Earth sites, not to the really sites that show you the real launches.
Yeah, it's a method to your madness, brother.
They gave that one some extra boost. What goes up must come down. Alright, let me show you.
Oh man, that didn't show nothing, bro. What was that about?
Of course, it didn't
So
show nothing. I was showing you that rockets don't go into space, so it's not going to show you a rocket going into space because don't no
Man,
rockets go into space.
that cheap ass rocket, man. That's why I did that, man. They didn't have enough money to get the right kind of rocket, brother.
Hey, hold on. Let me ask you this. So
Those were
you
NASA
say
rockets.
Hold on. You say rockets don't go into space. Where's space at?
When you gonna show me a rocket going into space?
I'm just asking. Where's space at, brother?
You ain't gonna show me a rocket going into space?
Listen, brother. You said rockets don't go in space. According to you, the sun and the stars is in space, right? Before the firmament, right?
I didn't say no such a thing.
Also, so the sun and the stars is beyond the firmament then.
I didn't say no such a thing.
Yeah, see, they stalling.
I said the stars are embedded in the hard firmament that no one can escape from. And I said the sun and the moon are underneath that. And I said that the waters.
Wait. You said the sun and the stars are embedded in what again?
in the firmament. Here, I'm
Oh
gonna show
no!
you.
Don't answer for me, man.
Oh
No,
man.
look.
Hold
Oh man.
on. Wait.
Look, now you fucking nonsense. We've already been over this.
Yeah, but you fucking their brain
Hold
by
on.
answering incorrectly. He's a
Hold on.
magician.
Is the
He's
sun?
trying
Hold
to
on. The
trip you
sun.
up. He
Hold
said
on,
the
brother.
sun and the stars are embedded in the firmament, and you said yes. So don't answer for me because I know what a magician does. I didn't say the sun is
Hold
embedded
on, brother.
in the
Let's picture
firmament,
this.
nigga. I said the
What you say
stars
then?
are embedded in the hard firmament, and the sun and moon are underneath the hard firmament, and that
Hold
waters
on.
are above the hard firmament.
Wait, brother. He said that he put the stars and the sun right where at in the firmament, or he placed them in the firmament, or what?
The sun and moon are under the firmament, which means inside of the firmament.
Okay, well, let's go to the scripture
Stars
there and read
are
that real
embedded
quick.
in the hard firmament.
Damn, how the fuck? How is they moving then? Is the firmament spinning?
The firmament is the firmament is spinning.
Oh, so it's you got me cursing and stuff. So it's a cap that's spinning basically.
Yeah.
So I'm just saying, is God spinning on top of it with it?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, so he just spinning with it.
That's what you think, nigga. I'll let you think what you want to think, but I have been
Oh man, that sounds
a liar all
crazy,
You
night.
bro.
niggas is crazy, man.
Oh
Been a
man.
liar all night.
Let me pull this up real quick.
Cause I want to know.
These stars at.
NASA just showed you that the Earth is
Let me see
flat
what
and
these stars.
non-rotating. They didn't expect you dummies to read that.
You crazy, man.
I already
You
had the
crazy.
scripture
Alright,
pulled
so it
up.
says
I already had it pulled up.
and God said, "Let there be lights in the firmament of the heaven to divide the day from the night," right? And it says, "Let them be for." Hold on. I'm sure. Hold on. Let me go. Jump up.
Okay, y'all have been watching Claim Your Inheritance, the world's holiest government. The topic tonight was Nazi NASA versus the Rapture, and we proved that the Nazis run NASA and all media and our CIA operatives who collect tons of information on you. And we showed that all satellites are ground-based satellites. We showed that rockets never go into space. We showed NASA saying that the Earth, in a report of studying the Earth, is well, they didn't study the Earth. They studied the flight patterns of a plane because they already know that Earth is a flat, non-rotating Earth. That's in the conclusion of their report. We showed many other evidences of the Holocaust hoax to reinforce that from last night, and many other things during this discussion. So I want to thank you for listening in. We got our special co-host. They took our abuse without running away. I was hard on them tonight. LaRon G Conscious on G Conscious Radio every Monday through Thursday at 9 p.m. and Madon Kemet and my co-host Amaziah Howard. Shalom.